that this legislation is written properly, and we want to make sure that it's passed too. And you know, the whole Stand with Crypto thing and the Clarity Act, like, if we can come together as a community, and while it's in the Senate, reshape it into a way that's good for everyone, it's going to onboard not only the people, the institutions, and the lawmakers, but the rest of the people as well, because everyone that's here, that's on this platform, I'm in hundreds of panels, you know, all day long, listening to all these different conversations. We're all talking about all kinds of different things, and this is one of the issues that comes up, is the Clarity Act. Is there are provisions in it currently that hurt the consumer, hurt the everyday person. And really it all boils down to, we're the people. We elect our leaders to represent us. So I feel like it's very important for us as the people to make sure that those who are in charge, that really don't know anything about this stuff, that are passing the legislation, know where we stand as the community. Because where we're at right now is, this is the educated community in crypto. This is the top 1% of educated people in crypto.
That's scary too. That's actually really scary.
And most of the people that watch my show are other influencers, other creators. So, like, I'm not saying I'm the king of kings, but I do I do influence a lot of other influencers through this channel, because the people that watch my stuff, they have massive communities. Mine's brand new. I'm just getting started. It will be massive one day. I know it, but it's a spider web. You know, it's a spider web, yeah. And all the people in here are massive on multiple platforms, and you know, we have all been saying the same thing. We are worried about the Clarity Act getting pushed through, because we want our bags to pump. We want it to get pushed through because it's worded properly. And so I'm hoping that through you and Stand with Crypto, we can actually get that legislation written in the way we as the consumer would want it to be. Right. And that's why I brought you on here, is I wanted to educate you about the Boozman Booker draft. You know, you hadn't even heard of it until you came here. And don't feel bad. No one heard about it until I brought it up, you know, and now the community's starting to do this, right? Because we're talking about it and we're bringing it to light. And I'm hoping that as a community, us coming together, and with your influence in the Stand with Crypto and with Miss Nifty's influence, we can actually make a dent. Because like I said earlier, the primaries are coming up. And this is our time to shine, baby. This is when our voices are actually going to be heard. And I hope and I pray that we get it right, because we're at a crossroads right now. And if we start stumbling down the wrong path, it's going to spiral us into a world of control and manipulation of our money. Because crypto can be one or the other. Yep. It can be absolute financial freedom in the hands of the people, and it can be total control by the people in power. And the power lines are shifting right now in the world because of crypto, because of technology, because of AI, because of all these different things. The entire world is resetting. So we have an opportunity to make sure the most important part of this reset that is happening is reset in the proper way and putting the power in the hands of the people. Because as we all know, anyone here in crypto understands finance to some point and understands how things have been run in the past, right? Institutions have always had power. There's always been some kind of overlord. And it always stems down to wealth. Whoever has control of the wealth has control of the people, right? And this is the first time in history where the people have control of the wealth. And we need to make sure that it stays that way. That's why I'm so passionate about this. This is why I'm knocking on your guys' door more than anybody else. I have a stack of leads of people to bring on this show. And I've just been focused on Stand with Crypto because you guys are in the space where you guys are really making the difference. And I want to make sure that you guys have the education. I want to make sure that you guys know what's at stake and what is on the table, that there are options, especially with the Clarity Act. It'll still be called the Clarity Act. It'll just be written differently. And this is common practice when things go from the House to the Senate. So this is our opportunity to let our voices be heard, to come together as a community, to stand with crypto firmly and say, this is how it has to be. We cannot allow the powers that have been in control for centuries to continue the way they have. This is our time to shine, baby.
I feel like people who aren't going to live in the future shouldn't get to vote what happens in the future. And I think that's why we're at a stalemate right now. I'm not trying to be mean. We're at a stalemate right now because these older boomers and old Gen Xers are just like, no, I don't like it and I don't want it. I'm like, well, you're not even going to be alive in 10 years. So I don't think you should get to decide what laws are passed if that doesn't make any sense. And I feel like if that was implemented, this stuff would have already been done. This would have just, I'm sorry, millennials, younger Gen Xers, even the, Gen Z, they get it. They get it. They're on board. They're like, fine, I can learn that. But the problem is we're getting held back by people who don't know what it is, who have zero idea what anybody's talking about, and they're not even going to be there when it gets implemented. That's all I'm saying. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, less confusion, fewer surprises, more trust. That's what we need with this Clarity Act. This is for the everyday people, like you were saying, Oz, not just the institutions. I mean, this is to protect the developers that are innovating, the users' rewards. We need to limit the banks from rewriting to benefit their pockets as well. Because they do that a lot, and we've seen it. I mean, oh my God, let's not even get into the California. There's a lot of shady stuff's been going on over here with Gavin Newsom, and there's people looking into it. But this needs to be about fair rules and no restrictive rules too. And I want the technology to stay here. I don't want it to feel like I did last year, where I'm like, shit, I might have to move to El Salvador, and I don't have a problem with anything with El Salvador. I'm Salvadorian, as a matter of fact. So I was like, if I got to go back to the motherland, I'll go back to the motherland. But I want to stay here. This is where my kids are at. This is where my home is at. So
Same.
This is where I want to build my future.
And don't forget to smash that like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Share the show with your friends. Follow me on all platforms at Ozthecryptogoat. If you're wanting to get in on the conversation, join the Discord link in my bio and jump up here, and you have an opportunity to ask any questions you may have. We're coming up on the 1 hour point. I don't know how long you can stay, but if you're willing to stick around and answer questions, it's much appreciated. TikTok seller, did you have any questions you wanted to bring up? I see you there in the chat.
What up, seller? Is that a car flipped upside down, bro? Are you okay?
And I see a lot of amazing creators and moderators here on TikTok. I know I haven't been reading your chats out because we are doing the interview right now, and I appreciate all you guys that showed up. And it's a great thing that we have here with this technology, with social media, with TikTok. TikTok is, I hate it. Okay, I hate it so much as a platform. At the same time, it's different. It hits different because we have these panels where we have the most educated people in economics, in finance, in trading, in crypto, in politics, all coming together and having conversations like we're sitting in a room together. And that's what's different. That's what's beautiful about it.
It is
Yeah,
beautiful, bro. There's so many great minds. Go ahead, brother.
no, I was gonna say that it is cool. I just wanted to say too, about as far as what you were talking about making things fair, right? If now I'm for like let's make things fair, even for let's make it fair on our side towards the government. Like if you want us to be accountable for our taxes and whatnot, yeah, let's get the clarity on that. Let's get the 100% uh the language on everything so we know what it is that they want and they know what it is that we want, but let's be fair, like you said. And I think at the end of the day, I think it all comes down, if you ask me, it's as simple as that they want the tax revenue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the no
Taxes.
tax on crypto thing's a pipe dream.
It would be awesome, though. I mean, let's call it. It would be awesome. I mean, why does Dubai and other countries have it? Why can't we have it? Wasn't Trump just recently talking about maybe getting rid of taxes?
Well,
He's
that's a
been
whole.
saying it for a while. But I mean, I think he means his taxes. I don't think he means ours. But I mean, he did cut the 1%, cut their taxes. But I don't think that's how it works in this country.
Well, that's actually another rabbit hole, is that taxes are unconstitutional. There's actually, I believe it's the University of Princeton has $1 million reward for anyone that can show the law that says that taxes are legal, because it doesn't exist and no one's been able to collect that reward yet. We're going to be having Dr. Adams come on the show here soon, and he's going to explain to us in legally how we don't have to pay taxes.
Oh,
Bro, all
man,
I'm
that's
saying
scary.
is I'm owed some back pay for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
What do we get charged? What, 10 cents on the dollar of anything we buy in California? 10 cents every dollar. That's freaking wild.
And we get taxed on everything we own, everything we buy, everything we earn, everything we do. Like it's
If you buy a house and you finance it and you pay the house off, you still have to pay taxes on it the rest of your life.
Yep.
Yes, you do.
Not in other countries, though.
Yeah.
It's clear we got some broken systems here. That needs some work. But I guess we got to focus on the crypto first, right?
And I believe we all can agree that we're in a great reset, right? This is the great reset. And that being said, this is the time to reset things in a way that can be good for us as the people and take the power out of the corrupt and the evil people. Yeah, freedom. Exactly.
Works for the majority, not the minority.
And just like Revolution's name is Revolution Starts Now. This is the revolution. We are fighting on the front lines of freedom right now. The war will not be fought with guns and cannon fodder. It will be fought in your mind. It will be fought on your phone, on your TV screens, on your computer screens. We are literally on the front lines right now.
Absolutely.
We're soldiers, baby.
We have to do it. I mean, we are like that first gen, right? Or maybe second or even the third gen, but we're still, this is barely the fourth cycle if we still are in a 4-year cycle.
Yeah.
This is still so brand new that we are in the forefront, like you said, Oz, but it is up to us to sign up with standwithcrypto.org. Okay. Make your voice heard and keep on coming to these spaces and sharing your knowledge and your perspective. It's okay to have a nice little debate that's professional, right? Nothing wrong with that at all.
We don't have to hate each other just because we disagree with each other, because really at the end of the day, we all want the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, freedom. I want freedom to use my money how I want to use it. What like XX was saying, wouldn't it be beautiful if we didn't have to do all that DeFi stuff on a VPN and be able to do it freely?
Right?
Yes.
And to leverage trade without a VPN. open
Yeah.
up shorts. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone else gets to do everything, and we're in trouble. We're on timeout.
Yep. Yep.
Well, when
Always.
you look at it, right, that's why the agenda was that they were trying to push that crypto is a money laundering scam, right? And it has nothing to do with that. Obviously, the issue is it's a threat to every institution that's ever existed. You know, like we've recreated our own institution, our own Wall Street, our own everything, where we're independent of them, and we're generating revenue independent of them, and we're seeing how much more or how much they were generating from us, and we're like, oh wow, why do we need you? And that's the threat. It has nothing to do with money laundering and nothing to do with any of that. It's a threat to
Anytime we find a way to not need the powers that be, they attach the boogeyman to it. And this one was, oh, people are laundering money through it, or they're funding
fentanyl.
awful organizations. Like they attach a boogeyman and they're like, this is why we can't have it. You need us to come in and save
Fentanyl's
you.
coming
And
through the
it's always
Bitcoin
like that.
blockchain.
You know what? I think you hit the nail on the head. It's a threat to their system and their way of doing things. It's time to give that threat some teeth. That's what I'm saying here. With pushing all these things that I've been saying and pushing with the Boozman Booker draft with the Clarity Act together, now we're talking about giving the dog some teeth. That's what it's about. Don't just bark, bite.
TikTok seller says crypto is money laundering and Venezuela was about drugs. I swear it makes sense.
He's being hyperbolic. He's messing with you.
Definitely.
And by the way, guys,
Man,
hit that like button. If you have any questions, join the Discord link in my bio and come up on the panel. What were you saying?
No, I really enjoyed tonight. Thank you for having me. I really do appreciate that. And I look forward to coming back anytime, bro. I had a great time, like I said, and let's keep on educating. Let's keep pushing. I got about another 9 minutes too.
Yeah.
I got to finish some stuff up around here though.
Absolutely.
But, no, thank you again for having me. And this has been awesome.
Yeah, dude. You're always welcome on the show, man. If you ever pop by on TikTok and we're on a live or whatever, hop in the Discord and send me a message. I'll pop you up anytime randomly. Is cool with me as long as I don't have another guest. I try to schedule them regularly, but not everybody can always make it and stuff, and there's rescheduling and stuff. But yeah, dude, you're always welcome. I'm always down to have this conversation, even if we're just repeating the same conversation we just had. There's going to be a whole new group of people next time listening and watching.
How often do you go live?
Monday through Friday, 5 to 9 p.m.
Okay. You stay busy, my boy.
Yes, sir.
I love it. No, yeah, it's all about it. I'll definitely make sure to tap in some more and I'll definitely tag you on some stuff. Can I get a screenshot real quick? Is that okay?
Yeah, whatever you want, man.
I want to get a screenshot. All right, everybody say cheese. Oh, say cheese.
Cheese. Goat Tribe.
Say cheese to my picture, bro.
LF Goat.
Yeah. All right, I got it. Perfect. I'll go ahead and I'll post that up. Shout out to TikTok. But yeah, man, because you were saying I hate TikTok. I feel you, bro, because they censor us a lot over here. And that's something else we need to do better here in the United States. The censorship is just wild.
It is.
So and this is why we need decentralized social platforms.
And that's why we're live on Abstract right now. The #1 live stream on Abstract, 5 days in a row, baby.
Let's go. Yeah, Abstract is doing it too. So shout out to you guys. And
look at here. Visibility restricted for 10 minutes. Your live is not eligible for recommendations. Restricted search results for 10 minutes because your live does not comply with the For You feed eligibility standards under the community guidelines. Reasons, misinformation that may cause moderate harm.
How dare you inform people? Exactly. Every time.
Was that TikTok?
Every live on TikTok. This is why we're on Abstract, we're on Twitch, we're on X, we're on YouTube, we're on Pump Fun, we're on Facebook and Instagram. We're everywhere else. And I'm hoping that y'all will offboard from this tyrannical platform and come over to somewhere where it's serious. Because literally, I can say anything I want anywhere else. This is the only place where if we talk about anything, somebody's going to hit us with some nonsense.
Yeah, I apologize. I may have led us into that.
It wouldn't have mattered.
No,
Honestly, bro.
it happens
No,
every
it
life.
doesn't matter.
We're gonna fight back because I'm tapping on the screen right now, and if you guys are on TikTok, tap on that screen so that you get the algorithm going, and so they don't shut us down.
We're toasty for 10 minutes either way. We're on a timeout.
Yeah, he said he hated TikTok earlier, so it was going to happen.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
misinformation,
I get
guys.
it. Yeah, TikTok is.
We love TikTok.
What did we
trash.
say?
It's trash.
We love TikTok Shop.
We love TikTok.
Everything on TikTok Shop is amazing. I order there daily. What did we say that was misinformation? What could we have possibly said? They didn't even get us with the AI.
I was waiting for that one. Yeah, I thought it was going to be me this time. I honestly did.
What happened? What did we do? TikTok, and see, here's the thing: is there's no appeal process for it. There's no one I can call or reach out to. I have an agent, but my agent says, "Well, we can't do anything until after you've put in an appeal and it's been denied." And there is no appeal available. It's just a 10-minute timeout. You were naughty, so you're on timeout.
Oh my gosh. That's remember when I reposted a video and they flagged me and gave me a strike because I reposted a video they didn't want me to repost, but it had been liked and reposted. But yeah, I got a strike and they're like, oh, you cannot appeal this. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? And it was about the news and I reposted it and they like slammed me with a strike. I was like, okay.
I
Has
think
the
it's just
United States on
crazy.
TikTok yet, or whatever happened with that?
Our algorithm is now controlled by the United States. So people who use it in the United States, it's being controlled by TikTok, the TikTok version of the United States.
So it's relearning the algorithm, it's resetting, but at the same time, it's still like learning.
The censure
right
got
now.
worse.
But you're not allowed to tell people to leave TikTok. I believe that's what I did. Was we were saying you can't say YT, you can't say Twiller, you can't say Switch, you can't say any of those words or immediately.
Ixnay on the other platforms,
Yeah.
Subtract.
Pretty much. So
yeah, seen in the comments here that no, it's controlled by the Oracle. What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Exactly. I actually went to Oracle's page and blocked them. So Oracle's can't even view my page, but they still.
That is a weird rabbit hole. You guys know that, right? There's no substantiated anything to that. That's just a hysteria. You know that, right? Like I've looked into it. I'm just saying.
I'm willing to try anything at this point. The suppression is real. We tell the truth here, and we don't beat around the bush, and because of that, we're highly censored. Number one censored show in the crypto space on TikTok. So we're doing something right.
You're killing it, Oz. You're killing it, bro.
But that's why I'm here. I'm preaching to the other creators so that they can have the information, and because the creators show up, the other influencers show up, and they're here regardless, and so the information does get out. It may not go to the little people, but it will eventually. It's a spider web.
It is, and this is why we stream to multi-platforms. And I'm not gonna say the other ones, but yeah, this centralized stuff is crazy, bro. And this is the same thing that's happening with crypto, right? This is why those chokeholds need to be let loose.
Exactly.
Let us be free. Let us do our thing. We're still on your platform.
Right. And these are the changes we're trying to make, you know? Unfortunately, TikTok is so addictive. Anyway, I don't want to take more of your time, brother. It's 7:30 now. We're hit that hour mark. That's usually about as long as it goes for having the guests on, and I want to allow you to go live your life, be with your kids and whatnot. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I'm very grateful to have you on here. Hopefully, I didn't hardball you too much. I didn't go easy on Miss Nifty either, so don't feel bad.
No,
Thank you for being on the show.
No, absolutely. Thank you both. Thank you, everybody. XX, it was nice to meet you too, bro. And I look forward to meeting you guys again, and whether online or in person, hopefully in person. And maybe I'll hit you up if I go to Vegas anytime soon. I think I'm going to be making a trip out there, so I'll message you if I make any plans. But other than that, guys, let's have a great 2026. Right? We've been working hard all 2025. Let's make this one a better one, and keep grinding, keep building, keep believing, and keep stacking Bitcoin. All right. You guys take care. Have a great night. Appreciate you.
Hey, thank you, brother.
Nice talking with you.
All right. What a great guy. I feel really blessed to have people like that here on my show, and to have the reach that we have. It may seem small, but it's a spider web. All of you who are watching and listening and involved, you have the opportunity now to spread the information and move forward. And it's just like multi-level marketing. We tell one person, and that one person tells 3 people, and those 3 people tell 3 people, and so on and so forth, and then it spreads like wildfire. So I've come to terms with that I'm going to be suppressed because I tell the truth. And I'm not going to get recognition for what I do. But what I do know is the content that I do create is stolen by the spammers, and they have way more larger followings than I do. So the information does get out there. I don't care about the credit. I care about the message.
How old are you, man?
How old am I now? 37? 37.
Okay. You might be a little too young. I don't know if you remember that game, the Oregon Trail, back in school.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Of course I do. Come on.
Okay, so the Oregon Trail, right? In reality, the people, you're going to understand the analogy here in a second. So the Oregon Trail, right? The people who were paving the way never saw the end of it, right? Matter of fact, they dealt with a whole bunch of bullshit. They ate their kids, things like that and whatnot. Not saying that we're the pioneers is I guess what I'm getting at, man. We're paving a way when there's no street, there's no structure. Like, we are literally learning everything in real time. And that's cool. And it's kind of bittersweet at the same time, because we may not see the promised land, I guess is what I'm saying. But our children may, you know what I mean? So yeah. We're the pioneers of this is all I'm saying.
Absolutely. And guys, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends, follow me on all platforms at Ozthecryptogoat. If you want to come in and get in on the conversation, click the Discord link in my bio and come in and join. We're going to be sticking around and chatting a little bit longer, and unless no one else has anything else to say, and then I'll rant probably some more. But I'd love to hear from you guys. I would love to hear from the community to talk about these things. You know what? Let's open up the panel on TikTok. The reason why I have everybody come over to Discord for the question and answer is because the way the equipment's set up is Callie wouldn't be able to hear you unless you're in that call. But now that he's not here, we can have the people on TikTok. And same goes for you guys, everyone that's here on Discord. If you're not listening on TikTok, then you won't be able to hear people in the panel. It's an audio issue we haven't been able to solve. I mean, I could...
You kicking us out off?
What's that?
You kicking us out then?
No. You guys can stay. I'm just letting you know. I'm going to open up the panel and see if anybody wants to join here. Wait, it doesn't give me an option anymore. Oh, there it is.
I like what you said, though, that we're paving the way, because it's true. And whether we see it or not, hopefully we put it in the direction that will benefit our children and our children's children for the future, and not just for
Hello.
ourselves, like the right now, how they're voting for the right now, that we're voting for the actual future.
Hi, Belle. How you doing?
Fantastic. I was really enjoying the interview. I came late, so I'm going to look forward to the replay and maybe get my notepad and
See,
make
when he
some
opens the
notes.
panel, I don't think he can
But I
hear us
really
anymore.
hope that Callie will
It's something that we
definitely
can't
come
figure out for
visit
some
us
reason.
again sooner
I
than
wonder
later.
what is he using like
Yeah,
a
he'll
soundboard or-
come and he'll come on again, I'm sure. And if you missed any of this, it's all recorded and uploaded to YT. At the end of the day, the IT guy comes in. All the gifts and everything you send, it all goes towards funding the IT guy to come in and upload all the videos, maintain all the equipment. He cleans all the equipment and vacuums in here and does all the maintenance work for the show. So everything that you guys put forward to that goes to keeping him running. And lately, Revolution has been donating her time. Thank you, Revolution, for donating your time. I don't even think she expected to come up today, but I kind of roped her into it. So thank you, Revolution, for coming on.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just
Yes.
TikTok can't
Okay.
hear you.
Okay.
Wait, Belle, you can hear them?
Yes.
Oh, she can hear you. You guys can hear each other. Wait,
We can hear on TikTok, yeah.
wait, but can Discord hear TikTok?
No, we can't hear Belle. No.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You can't-
So they can hear you, but you can't hear them. Where?
It's a little faint, but I can hear them.
Got it.
But I can hear them.
Let me see here. I might be able to fix that. Maybe that fixed it.
Oh, I get what you're saying, TikTok seller.
Yeah.
Hold on here. Somebody. My screen froze. All right, we got Starks.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, if you guys want to come over to just onto TikTok and hop on the panel,
Don't
That's-
make me open that app.
do it.
Don't you dare.
You want to close out Discord or?
Because Discord's echoing a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang up Discord, and we'll.
Okay, I'm gonna go get a chocolate chip cookie.
All right. Good night. All right. What's up, fam? All my
Everybody, hey.
TikTokians.
I see Starks is everywhere, man. I don't know. That guy is just
Starks is my boy.
he's on every live stream. He seems like he's on 24/7, man.
What's up, brother?
Does he sleep?
No, I'm all right, bro. I'm just listening to the conversation. I was doing some research in the background as well. But firstly, how's everyone doing? Lovely life.
Thank you.
Doing well, bro.
Yeah, I was just having a look. Let me see if I've still got it up here. Yeah, basically, the Banking Secrecy Act was updated on the 1st of this year. And now they can look and do whatever they want with your account to in terms of seeing what you're doing as an individual. It's a little bit funny because I wasn't expecting it till next year.
Interesting.
But it's funny, we were all talking about the Clarity Act and how the Clarity Act affects retail. This one's gone under the radar. This is the one that actually affects retail. But yeah.
But what about like Midnight and SXT and different privacy protocols? Won't that, if you use those, you would have that layer of privacy, right?
Well, the thing is, from what I could read at the moment, yeah, it's like different countries have different volume of trading. For example, if I trade $5,000 in the UK, and all I do is use my crypto to buy $5,000 of BTC, then that exchange has to notify the government that I've done this transaction. That's the level that they've got it to now.
Wow.
And that's been passed?
I believe so, on the 1st.
Well, it couldn't have gone
Wow.
to the Senate. It probably passed in the House then.
But let me just have a look. I'm having a look at the Clarity Act of 25 final PDF. But I was looking at that earlier on, and that's why I was looking at this. Let me see if I can go back to this. Global banking standards, the Basel Committee standard for how banks should treat crypto asset exposure and set the implementation by January 1st, 2026. So it's just coming to effect.
Interesting. That's not good. So it's
not good.
implemented then.
Yes.
So that's something that's like outside of crypto. It's a banking legislation.
It's basically the banks can see everything that you're doing in the bank account. So if you do a large transfer in your bank account, they have to notify the government. It's the same thing with the exchanges complying with the same rule.
That was like a year or two ago. They were any transaction over $600 is reported. Yeah, so that's gone through. I mean, I think we already knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I wonder if crypto is a way to bypass that.
I would say a lot of the major chains, no. But like if you're on a smaller chain, yeah, because they're not really on the radar. If you're on ETH, if you're on a bigger market cap chain, like those are.
So a small chain like the XRP ledger, because no one uses it.
I mean,
that may even affect PayPal and Venmo.
I think
it affects everything. It affects everything.
I think that's why they did it, was because of PayPal and Venmo, because people were doing primary business through there. So,
the thing is, they're treating the exchanges like banks now in terms of security. The exchanges have to follow the same guidelines the banks do now, so that's where the problem is.
God, it looks like we're going to be so overtaxed.
I wonder if it's a ploy to force people into crypto, right?
To
what make them want to adopt it, right?
Hey, you know what the funny thing is? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I found something quite hilarious in this act. The government part of the act which affects Congress and politicians that can invest in crypto and other stock market assets and stuff and commodities, that's going to come into effect at the end of this year. So Trump can still carry on trading the way he wants at the moment.
Interesting. Hey, I'm gonna let you guys chat for a second. I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. Don't go nowhere. Keep the thing rolling, right? You guys got me?
No problem, boss.
All right, thank you.
Boss.
You guys are amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
So what was one of the biggest takeaways from the interview that you guys enjoyed the most?
Well, I thought I had the conversation with the other woman as well. They're pleasant people. They're regular
Miss
people.
Nifty?
Yes. They're down to earth. They're us, they're not
politicians.
They're not politicians, they're not unreasonable, they're not unrelatable, they're not unapproachable, so they're approachable human beings and relatable. So that's what I've gathered.
Well, they need our help, even if we write emails or snail mail letters. We need to be getting involved in this.
I agree. We're at a crossroad right now where, like, Oz is pushing this, but things could go one way or the other. and they're gonna go one way or the other. They're not gonna stay like neutral. It's not gonna be like, hey, we're gonna remain in this limbo forever, you know, wherever we're at. So whatever direction we want it to go, it's up to us to educate the masses and explain to them what crypto really is, I guess is what I would say. What DeFi is, what all these catchphrases that we use, and push them the right direction.
And Jesse, Revolution Starts Now, had some justified fears about AI moving forward that I think a lot of us need to be like looking into and like writing a small thesis and mailing it off and emailing it out.
Yeah. I mean, how do we? What can we do? Can we all get like a? I mean, we should like get like a group going with that. Like
Well, AI, we have now Caterpillar now makes the biggest AI tractor bulldozer in the world. It's the biggest robot now in the world. That is something to think about for construction and ag. I wouldn't want that thing malfunctioning and, taking out a row of houses. The
Or
wrong row of
destroying all the
houses.
food. Imagine not having any food because of a robot.
Yeah.
What if the robot just decided, you know what, kill all humans? We'll start with their food.
What was it? We don't need it to do the
what was that?
I don't know.
Somebody dropped.
They got kicked.
Guys,
well,
I just
we don't need a tractor to do the Y2K and then like take out a whole row of food or something,
I found something else interesting in the Clarity Act.
What'd you find?
You could only take $3,000 of crypto in a wallet abroad.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Internationally on a trip?
Yeah, it's if you go to another country, I think it's $300. If I'm reading this correctly, yeah, I'm still gonna look into it 100%. But from the Clarity Act, from what I'm reading, it looks like they've set a limit.
Send that to me, and I'll have Jesse go through it and myself as well, because that's concerning.
It's all on the Clarity. Have you not got a copy of the Clarity Act?
No, I have. What section is it in? I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Normally, when you fly, you're allowed $10,000 in cash.
But I mean,
to a foreign country for immigration purposes.
But I mean, a crypto wallet is not cash, right? It's a bank account, so you're limited on your bank account that you could, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Oh, this is not part of the Clarity Act. My apologies. This is part of the BSA Act. That's just been changed.
Okay.
It used to be $10,000, but now it's come down to $3,000.
By the way, anyone, if you want to read the Clarity Act for yourself, which I propose you all do, I've done it, and if you haven't done it yet, you should. This is where it is, congress.gov/bill/119 -Congress/House Bill 3633. You can literally just type in Clarity Act, and it's the congress.gov website. It's right here. It's HR 3633, Digital Asset Market Clarity Act of 2025. And the entire bill here is, all the different sections are here. It's long, ladies and gentlemen, but you should know this. Honestly, everything that goes to vote that affects you, you should be reading. And if you're not a strong reader, you're a busy mom or something, you can easily copy and paste it into ChatGPT and ask it to read it to you while you're making dinner or something and put your pods in. It's that simple. Go ahead, guys. You were saying about the BS something act. What is it called?
Yeah, Binance was fined that 3.5 billion. That was in violation for the BSA Act.
Hold on. Do you know what section it states that?
Well, currently I'm looking at enforcement actions, FinCEN.
Do you want to know why he's not texting you?
I'm looking at the act and I'm using AI to understand what it says. And over here in enforcement actions, FinCEN actively enforce these rules with significant penalties for non-compliance. For example, in 2023, Finance received a historic 3.4 billion settlement for willful violation the BSA and sanctions laws. So,
Interesting.
you know, we're here worried about the Clarity Act. I think this BSA is a little bit more important.
And this is already passed, though.
Yeah, this was passed on the 1st. That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
just realized it. That's why I'm telling you.
There's nothing we can do
That's-
about it other than propose new legislation now. Now, was
Or-
it passed in the House or the Senate?
Let me double check.
And here's the thing
I'm not
is,
sure.
if it was passed in the House and the Senate, it can still be vetoed. So
Well, can you check that? Can you check that?
I can.
I'm sorry, I've been looking at the screen here. I'm partially sighted. I can only look at it for a certain amount of time.
Was passed by Congress in 1970.
What the?
No, you need to look at the update. You need to look at the update that was done. There were several updates done: 1970, 1990, 1992, 2001, 2020, and the latest one. The ones.
There is no single comprehensive BSA Act of 2026 that has been passed into law. Instead, several significant updates to the rules existing. Investment.
That's what I'm on about.
Okay. So investment advisor AML role. Let me see if I can get it to read it out. Can you read this out loud for us? Can't read out loud. Shoot. Let's see here. So I'll read it for you guys. A final rule requiring most registered investment advisors to accept reporting advisors to establish anti-money laundering AML programs was officially set to take effect January 1st, 2026. However, the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network has since issued a proposed rulemaking to postpone the effective date to January 1st, 2028. So it's not in effect till 2028. The OCC Community Bank examination procedures, new procedures for BSA AML, supervision of community banks, institutions with up to 30 billion in assets become effective for examination starting February 1st, 2026. These procedures provide examiners more discretion to reduce the burden and scope of exams for these institutions. So the institutions get less examination. That's great. Residential real estate reporting postponed. A FinCEN rule requiring certain professionals to report information on non-financial transfers of residential real estate was postponed until March 1st, 2026. The Streamline Act introduced in October 2025 is proposed Senate bill would increase reporting thresholds for currency transaction reports and suspicious activity. Proposed changes include raising CTR limits from 10,000 to 30,000 and SAR limits. This bill has been enacted but aligns with calls for BSA reform. In summary, the specific rules are being implemented or proposed. There is no single new BSA act. So it looks like they postponed most of them. I don't see anything regarding crypto. Let's look a little bit deeper.
See if you can find anything on global banking standards. Because that's the part that concerns us as crypto investors. It also concerns the exchanges.
Let's see. For 2026 Bank Security Act BSA updates. FinCEN is deploying a new tech for heightened scrutiny targeting MSBs, particularly those involved in U.S.-Mexico transactions, viewing failures as national security threats. Financial institutions must enhance AML, CTF programs, and employee training. Community bank burden reduction. The OCC introduced a BAS-AML exam procedure effective February 1st to ease burdens, allowing more examiner discretion. Other agencies are expected to follow with broader and I gotta zoom in on this a little bit. I can't see. I have contacts in and they're just not as good as my glasses. Let's see here. Interagency BSA reform efforts continuing. Corporate transparency. The CTA requires beneficial ownership reporting. BOI remains a critical tool against financial crime, and the courts upholding constitutionality. A new AML CTF program final rule for certain investment advisors becomes effective January 1st. Regulatory modernization
That's
tech.
the bit that I was concerned with.
The investment advisors one?
Yeah, because that's talking about the exchanges.
All right.
I mean, my English terminology ain't particularly brilliant, but I mean, from what I read there, I think that falls into that category.
Let's see. As of January 1st, expands the bank's Secrecy Act requirement, bringing them under federal anti-money laundering and counting financial and terrorism regulations for the first time, requiring them to establish written AML programs, perform customer due diligence, report suspicious activity, and meet. Okay.
That suspicious activity, by the way, could be like
Anything.
Me sending you $500.
Yeah, exactly. That anything could be deemed suspicious activity. That's very broad language. That is, I mean, obviously, like every law that is written is an inch closer to more control for the powers that be and less for the people, right? That goes without saying, and we just keep inching that way. That's why I've been like so like staunch with Stand with Crypto and with the Clarity Act, because it's not passed yet. It's new foundation. This is our opportunity to lay a new foundation, because obviously this is written into law. There's nothing we're going to do to bypass this, and all because it's already a law, everything can be changed with executive order, right? They can change the parameters and everything. All it takes is a swipe of a pen. There's no voting on this. There's nothing we can do as the people. And that's the same thing with the Clarity Act, is if we don't lay the groundwork and set it in stone, then that means that a swipe of a pen can come in and send it down another direction very quickly. So
yeah, the problem I'm seeing with that, yeah, is if the underlying problem that we're all going to be facing is going to be on the BSA, right, and we're all fighting to get regulation on the Clarity Act, we can get regulation on the Clarity Act, but if the problem still remains the same, then that law is still going to be enforced. It doesn't matter how much you clarify the Clarity Act to work on your side. If this law still stands, we still have that problem.
Well, I would imagine that some of these layers in the blockchain that offer security would probably bypass some of that. They'd need some kind of like warrant or reasoning to access certain information. But yeah, as far as privacy goes, we all know it's all on the ledger. There's nothing private. Obviously, that's why I like Midnight so much, you know.
Let me just say something. In terms of privacy, when we talk about privacy, right, there's two levels of privacy. There's one that we have that we've got at the moment, like where we're buying at the moment, and as long as we trade below a certain amount, we're not going to get noticed. But then there's another level of privacy, which is like you can't buy on the exchanges. If these people are offering privacy coins, then they should have their own website that they're selling them from. We don't have that. And the only other option is using the dark web onion sites so you can go and purchase your stuff, but that's not feasible either.
Right. Just like we were talking about using a VPN and stuff like that. Like that's what we're trying to get around. Honestly, I think what we need to do is we need to start writing letters to our congressmen and senators. We can't rely on Stand with Crypto to write every letter for us, right?
And that's what I said when you were excusing yourself for a few minutes.
Yeah. If anyone wants to know how to find their congressman, it's as easy as Google. How do I find my state
and federal representatives? You got to just bombard everybody.
Right, everyone. And it's right here. It's findyourrep.legislature.ca.gov or whatever state it is, and you can type in your address and it'll find it. It'll find it anywhere. It'll give you their phone number, email, anything, and we can all get those numbers and those emails and come together and write an email. If anyone, wants to help with that project, I'm willing to help with it too. To write a letter that we can all send out. Starks, if you're willing to work on that with me, I'd love to put a letter together that we can send out, and we can use this tool on the internet to get it out. Also, do not underestimate the power of a phone call. Mind you, I said this earlier, we are the most educated in the crypto space here. The people here in these panels that are doing all this, that are here, we eat, sleep, live, and breathe this stuff. And when you pick up that phone call and you have the conversation we're having right now with your congressman, That's really what's going to make it happen. The email is probably going to go to a secretary. But if you pick up that phone and you're like, hey, I want to talk to this guy, you're going to get through to him. Especially now with the primaries coming up. This is your opportunity.
Especially if we have a cryptid letter, we can read to them over the phone very fast.
Exactly. We can read a letter, say, we've come together as a community and we've written this letter and we'd like to explain it to you and how we feel. And you can talk to your reps. Getting in politics is as easy as that. That's where it starts, is letting your voice be heard. It's not hard, guys. It's literally as simple as Googling, putting this information in. I don't want to put in my address here on whatever and pull up, the information.
What are you saying? We should be spamming them with an old cell phone bots or something?
No, that's TikTok seller being silly.
He's funny.
Yeah, using AI. But I mean, I don't see why you couldn't use a chat bot to elocute what you're trying to convey. You can write up something and have it, so you can say, hey, like, this is what we put together, and to save you the trouble from reading it, here is it, or we can read it back to them, whatever. Like, there's lots of options, but it takes you Googling it. It takes you getting that information, taking that next step. Then I wouldn't just email. I wouldn't just call. I do all the above. Any option that they give you, I would go down that avenue. I have, like you reach out and I'd bug them. I'd call once a week. I'd call twice, 3 times a week, man. I'm telling you, rarely, most people are asleep. Okay? They don't care. They will bitch and moan, whine and gripe about whatever is in the news or in politics or whatever, but no one ever does this part. They never go to the website and follow through with anything. So really, it only takes 1 or 2 people to actually make a difference. Nobody really does this stuff. The only kind of people that really do this stuff are like little old ladies and old men who are, bored and have nothing to do and no one to talk to. They're sitting in a retirement home watching, CNN and Fox News all day long. Those are really the only kind of people. And being in this space with crypto, there's not a lot of young people doing it. So when you come forward and you're younger, right? And you reach out to your congressman or senator, they're going to listen to you because no one your age is doing it, right? Especially when you say, yeah, I'm an influencer on social media, blah, 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 blah. They're going to sit up straight in their chair and they're going to listen to you because you're an influencer, because you have say, because you have pull.
If you're serious about this, and you want to get a proper letter done, you need to highlight the critical points of the BSA legislation that has been changed. Point it out to the Senate that this isn't right. This is what it's doing. Right? You need to point it out in a way that Congress understands, because like you said, they don't understand crypto. So we need to point everything out and put all the facts in that one letter so there's no discrepancy in what we are actually saying on that letter. Now, I'm from the UK, but I mean, you've got the Clarity Act there, get the BSA Act and stuff, the laws and legislation for that. Have a look at it. Look at what I just said, the banking. I haven't got it in front of me. What I just mentioned to you to look up earlier on, have a look at that, have an in-depth look on that, and use that as a guideline for your letter.
Yeah, I think we should draft a letter, man. Sorry, I got Crypto Rap in the house making faces. What's up, brah?
What's good? Hey, Starks, pleasure to hear from you again, bro. You're a legend, bro, and have so much valuable insight. Oz is a pleasure as well, as always.
Absolutely.
Legends.
Thank you, bro. Nice to meet you again.
Let's see where crypto rap. You were saying something about Stand with Crypto. I figured maybe you want to elaborate.
Oh yeah,
on it.
I was just going through the Coinbase app earlier today, like just kind of as a random. I was actually taking screenshots. I was setting up my Coinbase Commerce account for the first time, and I noticed in the other section of the Coinbase app, they actually have Stand with Crypto as a literal clickable section of the other section. It's one of like 3 things in that section. It's a really prominent placement in what is no doubt one of the most popular crypto apps in the United States. So I thought that was really cool. It makes sense because I'm pretty sure Coinbase bankrolls Stand with Crypto. But I just thought that was dope. I just noticed that today.
Yeah, and to have the people that are running Stand with Crypto on my show is like I never would have imagined that I would have such high profile people and rub elbows with the people that I have been lately. And
we met them together, bro.
Yeah, we did.
Met them together out there at the conference.
I actually met them at Rare Evo, but we reconnected.
I met them for the first time,
yes.
but yeah. That's dope. Leave it to Oz. He's well connected.
I stay well connected. You see how I hustle at these events and stuff.
You're a mover, bro. You're a networker for sure.
Exactly. I do better in person than I do on the internet. I get most of the work done.
I totally believe that, hustler.
You have no idea. Wait till you see me in action. Like, it's ridiculous.
He's a machine. He's person to person, bouncing around the conference like a ping pong ball. He's in there talking to everybody, hooking up those meetings, high profile guests on his show, the works. Nobody hustles like Oz does.
Everybody gets 5 minutes.
Sell anyone a card too? No.
You know, I probably could. I used to sell cars privately, you know, but like
he had that nice Corvette pulled up, so yeah, he would.
Yeah, people were coming to me. They're like, "Who's this guy?" Like, I show up, you know, like to Rare Evo. I'm in a suit. I've got private security. I've got a professional drone pilot following me around with a drone. They're like, "Who is this guy?" You know, you got to dress for the job you want, not the one you have, right? And you know. Amen. At the same time, I'm out there, I'm making moves. We're putting together solid content. You know, we made it into the Rare Evo official videos. Like, not even videos I put it together. Like, we made it in there because we're out there networking. We're pounding the pavement. Like I said, I took 2 months off from this app, but I didn't stop working. You know, I just went out and touched some grass. I got to meet Crypto Rap. We got to hang out. We got lit, had a blast.
Got too lit, bro.
I know. I had to go get a hotel room because like I could not drive, bro. And it was like raining like crazy.
It was crazy that night, bro. Yeah. Now we got some more, bro. We got some more. This year is gonna be good. Hey, you know where we should go is a Consensus in Miami, bro, in May. That's gonna be a movie. Yeah. Consensus in Miami in May. Obviously, Breakpoint in London in November. There's probably a couple Vegas conferences happening.
I think Rare Evo's in May.
Okay, bet. I might do both, bro. I might fly Vegas to Miami.
Maybe. We shall see. Like I said,
do you
I got
have
kids
anything
and stuff,
in San Francisco or San Jose?
There should be, honestly. I wish there was more crypto representation for such a tech-oriented city. But honestly, there's no high-profile conferences. What I'm thinking is Solana Accelerate happens in the United States at random cities. They did it in New York because there's an central office called Skyline in New York. Their only other central office is in San Francisco. So I'm thinking maybe they'll do it in San Francisco this year.
Yeah, the issue is with San Francisco is it's hard to get in and out of there. Parking's a pain in the ass. I don't know anybody who's ever been to Frisco. It is a pain in the butt. And there's literally poop on the floor when you walk around. They have the poop police out there. It's not really catered to convention style stuff, whereas like LA, San Diego, Vegas,
you
it's very
stay in
easy.
A different town and you ride the BART.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's how we do in New York, right? Like usually, yeah. But I see what Oz is saying too, though. Like, if someone pulls up with the Lamborghini in the bay, they're getting their window cracked and their ledger stolen.
Exactly.
Well, this
exactly.
cowgirl drives a full-size truck, you know?
Like I can pull up in San Diego in the whip and leave it right there on the street, and I know it's good. Like it ain't going nowhere. It's different.
Like the Bay, though, is a beautiful city to be in, and also a great place to visit. So we'll see what they do.
Yeah, I'm excited to do more conferences and keep networking. Dude, I have a stack of leads right here on my desk from everybody that I've been meeting over the last year. And it's more than I can keep up with. I actually, since the beginning of the year, there was a lot of people I reached out to last year that didn't get back to me until after the first. And they're all just like, once they saw like Stand with Crypto coming on the show and they saw that flyer, the tone kind of changed in the space for sure. So I props to them. They opened up a lot of doors and windows and secret hideouts for sure. So much appreciation to Stand with Crypto. And I didn't mean, by the way, I didn't mean to drill them so hard. Obviously we want the Clarity Act to pass, but let's have it pass. We have an opportunity to make changes to it to be more beneficial for us. Why not fight for it? That's all I'm saying.
Why not? That's
Why
real.
not?
Hey, I got to dip out though, but thanks for the great stream,
thank you,
bro. It's
brother.
been a pleasure. Everyone keep tuning in. Hit that like button. Everybody drop a comment for the good boy Oz. Send a gift if you can. He's a legend. Let's get his algorithm placement back. I want to see this man in triple digit viewership.
We need 4 more heart me's.
Thank you, brother. Man, we need like a dozen galaxies. That's what we need. You know what I hate about this app is they care about money. If I had it my way, I wouldn't have any gifts come in whatsoever, and I just continue paying the staff out of pocket. But unfortunately, the algorithm needs revenue in order for it to process. The tapping only goes so far, the follows only go so far, the sharing only goes so far. It really comes down to dollars and cents with TikTok. That's what I don't like about it, is that you got to hound your people for money in order to succeed. And I don't want to be about that. I don't know if you noticed, like when I first started, man, I had 300 people viewing some of my lives when I first started, and I had over 250 subscribers, and I pushed the payment aspect of it because I understood that's how it went. And once I actually started to get to know the people in the community and what was going on, I was like, I don't want to hound these people for money. Like, I don't want it to be about money. I want it to be about the message and what we're trying to say and do here. And once I stopped doing that, though, everything dropped. And we've been stuck in the $20 or whatever. Honestly, I have to pay TikTok to get my viewership up. That's the only way that it'll work, is so either you pay or I pay. So I've been paying, and honestly, TikTok won't even approve promotion for me anymore because I get hit with so many guidelines all the time. I'm not even allowed to use paid promotion. So unfortunately it's stuck on you guys. And if you don't believe me, I can show you the screenshots. Like, I've had to basically fight TikTok to get my money back because they would
Oz,
take my money and
take that screenshot and make it your background paper.
I could do
for
that.
Real.
Like,
for real.
I paid like $100 for promotion and it didn't even get approved. But they kept the money, and I had to basically go through my credit card company, and it took 6 months before it could even be resolved. It's ridiculous. TikTok is a scam, and that's really all they care about is the money. And it's sad because
what good is this new agency?
They don't do anything. The agency doesn't even do anything. When I get hit with a guideline or whatever, they say, oh, well, you have to submit an appeal. And then if the appeal doesn't get approved, then they'll try to expedite it. But I still get stuck in three days of waiting for a response, and nothing fixes anything. The agency thing is nonsense, if you ask me. And like, they're supposed to come in and, put stuff in the chat and boost your algorithm, and like they show up once in a blue moon, and they might send a rose or a heart me. They really don't do much, and they make money. They get a percentage of everything that TikTok is making. TikTok's making 60%. They're making 30% of my revenue. I'm making like 25% of my revenue. So they're making more than I do.
Do you need a different agency?
They're all the same.
Oh.
You know, they're all the same. No one's going to do anything for you. It just is what it is. TikTok is broken. That's what it comes down to.
All right, we're going to write more letters about TikTok being broken too.
Really, what it
send those to the House and the Senate.
For the company, it's working perfectly fine because they're getting people to pay and they don't have to give the viewership and whatnot, and they can put restrictions on people to stop them going too far, and they can keep them at bay.
Right. And, you know, they want to suppress the truth, and unfortunately, this is a show based on truth, so we suffer for it. So we're pushing a boulder uphill trying to grow this show, whereas I could easily change my whole outlook and just say XRP is going to 11D and scream it at the top of my lungs, and I would blow up. But because I refuse to do that, I'm fighting an uphill battle, you know? So, and I'm okay with it. Like I said, I don't need the recognition, because I know that my content is stolen by bots that have hundreds of thousands of followers under my name, and they get paid for it. But I don't care, because the message gets out there. It's not about me making money doing this. It's about getting the message out there. And that was one realization that actually brought me back into the space on TikTok and got me doing it again, was when I realized that I'm a lot bigger than I realize. It's just not, I'm not big on paper on this platform.
Your question, have things gotten a lot worse for you in TikTok over the last 4 months?
Yeah. It's just as bad as it ever was.
No, I mean, have they gotten worse for you, or are they bad as what they've always been?
It's what it's always been. Nothing's changed.
You just started seeing some of our videos, right, on your feed?
Yeah, but that's only on the Down the Rabbit Hole show. And my channel is completely banned from TikTok Shop. So like I cannot sell any products.
No tappers, huh?
Yeah, because I've received too many guidelines, things and stuff like that. So, but it doesn't matter. Like, to me, I really don't care about the money. I don't care about the recognition. You know, what I care about is getting the message out. That's why I'm back.
And they're not letting you do that either.
Well, I am. They're just not seeing it live. Anything that I record and create and I post gets stolen by a bot, and then it gets out to hundreds of thousands of people.
You know, I haven't been on your profile. I mean, I've been following you for a long time, but I haven't been on your profile for a long time. But, I mean, what sort of viewings are you getting on your videos?
200.
See, I'm in the 200 video jail too.
But
so am I.
But the same videos on a bot's profile, 20, 50, 100,000 views. So I'm okay with that.
I'll tell you one thing though. One thing I'm noticing, and I posted a few videos to track this as well. A lot of these 200 views that we're getting, they're not real views.
Right.
They're completely bogus views. I mean, on my videos, on some of them, when I first started, I knew how many people watch my videos. So I was testing it because I was so small. I could test it, and I tested it, and it turns out that only about 10% of the views are yours. The rest is like AI generated up to like 200, 300.
Yeah, this is part of why I started pounding the pavement, going to these conferences and meeting with people face to face, is because I realized that if I continued down the road I'm here on TikTok and through social media, my destiny is in the hands of a robot, a computer, right? And I'm not going to have that. So I'm in person making connections with other people, and I'm hoping that through networking and connection, I can provide a wonderful product for you guys, the viewer, and at the same time grow adjacent to these other creators and other influencers. And that's my plan for now. And if I don't make it that way, I'm okay with it, because technically I am making it because people are seeing it. I'm just not getting the credit for it, and I'm okay with it.
I found 3 things that seem to be working a little bit. I tried one of these viral trends where you make a video that's 10 seconds or less, and that seems to push out to like 400 plus. And then I do some with only the FYP, and then I do a few that say, crypto chat, or, the content I'm making. And I've been experimenting at random, changing.
I hate that it
You know
comes
what
down
it
to that.
is?
You have to manipulate a robot
Yes.
in order to succeed. You can't
Yes.
just create good
Yeah.
content. That's what I love about Abstract so much. Yes, it's very new, but if you know anything about becoming an influencer, the people that get onto platforms first and grow their communities end up being the biggest on those platforms, right? And Abstract still being in beta, we've been the #1 live show on Abstract day after day after day, and we continue to grow there. The followers and the viewers are real people from all around the world, so it's real engagement, it's real viewership. There's no bots whatsoever. So the way I see it is, I'm looking at it long term. That's where I want to put my eggs, in that basket, because it has the most potential to grow, and we're a crypto show. Why wouldn't we want to be live streaming on the blockchain, where there's no algorithm and everything is there forever because it's on the blockchain?
Yeah, I got a question for you. You were supposed to send me the address, not the address, the link to Dollar from.
Oh, my apologies. I'll do that tonight. I'm sorry, man. I'm very busy, man. I will take care of that.
I'm sending them an email, but they're not responding, bro. And it's been like 2 months now, and I'm like, bugger this. I'm gonna find another one now.
Dude, it took me 6 months to get in there, bros. Be patient. And you also have to meet criteria. So another thing that they're looking for is people that have established viewership already, you know what I mean? Large following. I was able to weasel my way in with my incredible networking skills. So because I met with them, bypassing the email, bypassing everything, I met with them face to face. So that's how I was able to do it, was by being there in person, them seeing me, my personality, and what I have to offer, and bypassing the robot.
You got lucky, bro. I see some of the people on there. I go on there sometimes and I check out the live streams, and you've got some people playing games, you've got some people talking crypto and whatnot, but it's very, very new. In fact, one might say it's too new still.
Yeah, it's very new. It's in beta still.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 5 years down the road with this one, but we have a consistent viewership between 5 and 10 people, which is not bad. There's only 14 people watching on TikTok right now, and I'm sure half of them are bots. So the way I see it is it's more real and it's more opportunity. It's just going to take time, and I'm okay with that. I realized one day that I'm in this for the long haul, and I'm just stacking up content daily by doing this, recording it, uploading it to YouTube, and I think with consistency over time, it'll be fine. And if not, I'm okay with it because I've made amazing relationships with people all over the world and connections, and I've been exposed to new projects that have helped me to gain revenue and continue doing what I'm doing. So it just is what it is, and like I said, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that, a lot of people are getting annoyed with this system here that we got. So I think over the next 12 months, a lot of people are going to be looking for other platforms, and they're going to be looking for stuff that's not so controlled.
Yeah, I
think
that's what I love
that
about
platform's
Abstract.
perfect.
No AI, no algorithm. It's based off
That's what I'm
performance.
saying.
So the more you're performing, the higher up you are on the ladder.
That's what drew me to that as well. But unfortunately, I'm still waiting to get approved. But we'll see what happens.
Give it time, man. Just be patient. I had to be patient too. And you have to understand, they only allow so many creators to join on there every so often. I think they've allowed 2 bundles of creators over the last year. Okay, I just happened to catch the second wave.
Do they have like a launch date for those batches?
It just launched in January of last year. It was like January or February last year. That's how long it's been up and running. So it's very new. So I would say be patient, keep plugging in. I show up on X every day. Even now I still do it, but before I would show up on X every day on Abstract and Dahlia's platform, and I would like every video and I'd comment on every video like, hey, I want to get in, and I'd leave my wallet address. Until one day Dahlia posted, hey, we're accepting new creators. Drop your wallet address if you want to join. I dropped it. I sent her like a dozen messages. I spammed that thing for days. I think it took like a week of spamming that comment to finally get in there. So it wasn't like, as easy as I make it sound. It was difficult. It was very difficult.
Right. I got you, bro. Okay.
But obviously, because we had met face to face, and I was like, hey, remember me from Rare Evo, and blah 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 blah, and I'm sending them my drone footage from Rare Evo and pictures of me with Dahlia on her page and everything, and like that, anything I could do to get noticed. And I pushed.
Right. I got you. Yeah, that little leg in the door already.
Right.
So it was a bit, just pushed the door open a bit.
And like, now that I've established that connection, they see me on Abstract. I'm going live all the time. I'm up high on the ladder on Abstract. I will do my best to, put the word out there for you, but you have to understand, they've got 100,000 people messaging them the same thing that you and I are, so
yeah,
it's
okay.
It's about being the tallest weed, the squeakiest wheel. And so,
well, I was just thinking about Queens of the Chain. Maybe we should have a show on there.
Absolutely. I think it would do well too, because
it would be a female novelty act, too.
If you've been on there, there's not much.
No, there's not.
Not much. It's very new. There's a handful of people doing it. And I feel very blessed to be there amongst that handful. But if you can get on there and you've got something of quality, a good podcast, it's going to do well. Because the majority of it is people playing Pudgy Penguins games.
I build and sell computers. That's what I wanted to do on there. Some tech reviews on computer components and stuff. But hey, We'll see what happens now.
I say just keep plugging in, bro. I literally 5 to 10 times a day am liking everything on there. Anything that has to do with abstract on any platform, I was on there. And I was trying to stick out. That's what I would recommend for you to do. And I would recommend to find out where abstract is going to be at an event and show up. Be there face to face and say, hey, I've heard of your platform. One of my friends live streams on there, and tell them who I am or whatever, and give them my freaking name. I'll message them and give you a good word, you know. I'll do whatever I can, but what I would say is touch grass. Go out there and meet them in person. And you might be able...
I'm in the UK though, that's the problem.
They're coming to London. I told you this.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's coming up. So, you know, make it happen, Captain. You know, that's the best I can say. But I'll tell you, I probably would have got in sooner because they were shilling me while I was there. They were trying to get me to sign up, and I was like, yeah, whatever, right, with it. And it wasn't until after the whole thing's done, I start researching and looking into all my leads that I get. Like I said, I got a stack of leads right here of just everything. And I start looking into these projects and doing research and stuff. And then once I did, I was like, oh man, I messed up. I should have been on top of that. Well, then I had, if I had been right there and been like, yeah, sign me up, I bet you she would have approved me right then and there. And I wouldn't have had to go through all that. So, but now you're at least a head start ahead of me. You know, when you go there, what you want.
Yeah.
I stumbled into it.
Yeah, I'm going to look into that tonight. I'm going to put that on the venue list, and I'm going to go down to that event.
That's what I would do. And if anything, you're going to have a good time. And you're going to make some good content. Guarantee it.
Yeah,
I wish I could attend
as well.
Yeah, I wish I could attend. I would be on that.
Hey, maybe something comes up when you can attend.
Yeah, you never know. For me, I have to have like a lot of advance. Like Rare Evo, I booked that like months and months and months advanced, you know, because I have, you know, kids and planning and the show, and there's just everything that I'm doing all the time. Like it's hard for me to do stuff. Like in order to line up all this Stand with Crypto and everything that I've had done, I had to take 2 months off from the show, which has not been helping my algorithm at all. So like it's a give and a take thing. Like I have to find the balance. When is what happening, JFM?
Anyway.
When is what happening? People, when you're in the chat, you have to be more descriptive. You have to
probably Rare Evo.
Probably. I'm guessing. The event in London, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I know it's coming up though. Let's see here. Anybody else want to come up here? Let's invite a few people. I'm hanging out. We got like 30 more minutes for the show or whatever, so we'll give some people an opportunity to come up. What's up, Scotty?
What's going on, Oz? How are you?
Hey, glad to have you, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Did you catch the first act?
I'm good, thank you.
What's that, Oz?
Did you catch the first act? The guest.
I did not.
Oh, brother, make sure you go and you watch it on YouTube. Anyone that missed the beginning of this, make sure you go to YouTube. One of the best interviews we've had on this show, by far.
Who was it?
Yeah, him and Miss Nifty, the two people from Stand with Crypto. Great shows, especially this one, because we really got into it. Because as time progresses, I'm digging in a little bit deeper into things, and the wheels are turning more, and so like I'm having the opportunity to ask more and more deeper questions. So it was definitely powerful.
I'll check it out, brother, on YouTube.
So what's up with you, brother? You doing the live things again? You back
Yeah,
to?
I'm doing it a little bit, not every week because it's been the holidays and all that, but yeah, I'm doing it a little, man. Honestly, it's I'm not really playing in crypto much. I'm in metals right now, hardcore, so it's
Absolutely,
taking a lot of my time.
dude. I've been in metals for like the last 9 months before all this happened.
Yeah, I made the move in September. I shifted out of my crypto bags and into metals, and I
Nice.
don't regret not one day since then.
Good for you, bro.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we've been talking about buying silver since, gosh, April. I think maybe even before that, March.
I've been in silver for 18 years, man.
Oh yeah, same here. I buy hard
Like,
silver.
it's been my forever.
Yeah, I go to the thrift stores and the swap meets and stuff, yard sales, and I buy stuff that people don't know what they have, and I buy it for pennies on the dollar. I have a nice little collection of spoons and forks and decanter things and all kinds of stuff, vases. I bought 5 ounces of silver, and it's not silver plated, it's silver, and it's a what is it? It's like a mixer for drinks or whatever. And it, on top of what it being in silver, it's also an antique from like the 1920s.
Oh, it's a shaker.
Yeah.
Strainer.
Yeah, and I bought that thing for $2 at a yard sale.
Have fun with that.
Yeah. But I'm not going to sell it. I'm just going to sit on it, you know. I'm sitting on a silver mine. I own a silver mine here. But it's going to take 20 years to even open that thing up. Turn it into something.
Yeah, that's a journey of love for sure. Doesn't happen quick.
I'm hoping to offload it, though. I've been trying to get offers on the silver mine because I figured now would be the time maybe people are starting to think about mining again in the future because the price is going up.
Too much money to bring it up to OSHA code standards.
Yeah, but as the price goes up in value over the next 20 years, someone would be looking to buy now because the property value is going to go up over time. The mine's going to go up in value over time. The metals are going to go up in value over time. So if someone was looking to open a silver mine, the time to buy the land and the minerals is now.
Yeah, mining's always a fickle thing. You need those values up for it to be more cost effective.
Yeah, and that's the issue I'm having right now is getting the price I want for it.
I was in gold country up in Butte County up north. And I had a mine that ran underneath my house. So we
Literally
got to
sitting on a
hear
gold
from
mine.
the old timers how expensive it was to re-timber, just to re-timber an old abandoned mine.
Come on, I have to say it. You're literally sitting on a gold mine. I had to say that. Sorry.
Yeah, I was.
Well, with supply shock now in silver, right? So we have supply shock, and that's going to drive the price up. Eventually, with such a supply shock and the price going up so high, you don't understand. Like gold, we use gold, right, for computer chips, but it's a finite amount. Silver's in everything. It's in medicine. It's in chemtrails. It's in deodorant. It's in everything. Like, so silver, when it hits a supply
to copper now.
Right, but what I'm saying is the silver, as the price goes up and supply shock the way it is right now, it's going to skyrocket to crazy prices to where it's going to have to be mined because they need it. They need it to produce the products that we use. So, and it takes 20 years to start mining. So, that being said, That's why
They're
I
talking about mining asteroids too.
yeah, but that's more than 20 years out.
The thing with copper, guys, is it's not exactly comparable. It's got good conductivity, but its thermal qualities can't match silver. There's a lot of applications where copper won't be used.
And
Well, I got to hear the NVIDIA speak today on Crypto Never Sleeps live. And boy, they're using a lot of copper for that. And they weren't talking about any other precious metals.
but can
They
you
did
kill
not mention
vampires with
silver at
copper?
all. They have a new cooling system for the giant supercomputers.
Did you hear Oz though? You can't kill vampires with copper.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Hey guys, since you're talking about investments and you're looking at potential investments, I'm looking at computer chips myself at the moment. Specifically storage devices, M.2 storage and graphics cards. They're going to shoot up by about 300% in the next 12 months.
Interesting you say that, because my IT guy says, hey, you need more hard drive storage and you need more solid state storage.
Better do it now.
Yeah, I better buy it now.
Well, 2 months ago, less than 2 months ago, I bought a 2 terabyte storage drive for $115. Today, if I was to buy the same storage drive, it'll cost me $175. So the prices have already started rising, but they're going to rise slowly over the next 12 months. And then the next thing, while this is going on, the next part is we're going to face a silica shortage, which is going to drive the prices up even further.
That was my next statement.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is?
And palladium.
I built this studio, right, last year. We started building it in, I think, February or March. And I started just buying everything I could, the building materials, the computers, the electronics, and everything for it. It's already at its used value, doubled in value from what I spent from it. It's crazy. The GPU in my computer is worth almost 3 times what I paid for it. Like,
what one you got?
I think it's like 4090 something. I don't know. It's the IT guy knows all that stuff. He put all this together for me. He's like, this is what you need to buy for what you want to do. And that's why we're able to multi-stream on all platforms simultaneously. The only thing slowing down this live stream is the internet, because we're Starlink out here. So we can push as much as Starlink can handle.
What's that? 42 megabits?
No, it's a lot more than that, bro.
Yeah, a lot more than that.
We're running 2 Starlinks simultaneously.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot. We're pushing a lot, and we're running 4K on multiple platforms. So it's quite a bit.
What about the helium systems?
You'd have to ask the IT guy. I just told him, I said, hey, make a shopping list and here's a credit card. Make
you
it so.
Helium mining as well.
Yeah. I could probably mine
fantastic.
crypto with this whole setup here. I don't see why not. I could probably handle it.
It's not worth it.
Yeah,
Trust
I know.
me.
I know.
I'm a former miner.
I used to mine too back in the day. Like I spent more money on the equipment than I got in return. It was a waste.
Oh man, my story's the complete opposite, bro.
Really? Oh, lucky for you.
I had one graphics card and I used to play this game called MCV, and one of the guys on there says, oh, your graphics card's really good for mining. You'll get you $5 a day. And I go, well, what's that going to do? And I added it up and I thought, hold on, that's a nice amount, yeah? So I started mining on it. And then I went and bought another one and another one and another one. Then I had a full mining rig mining. Then I had 2 mining rigs mining. And basically I spent about in total about 3.5 or 4 grand on equipment, and the total return was over 10.
Nice. That's not bad.
And the funny,
And you
and the
have the
funny
equipment.
part is, and the funny part is, right? Here's the crazy part: with the graphics cards going up again, I've still got 2-3 of them graphics cards, the 3060 Ti's,
Yeah.
and right now they're valued at about £200, and I paid £500 each at that time. But in about 7 months' time, I'm gonna get a full return on them as well. I'm gonna get my
Nice.
£500 back on them.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here with all this equipment. I'm like, man, even if I decide I'm not going to do social media anymore and just quit doing this, I could sell everything used and double my money now.
Yeah, hey, you'll get a lot more in about 12 months.
That's what I'm thinking, but I'm not going to quit. Guys, you already saw, like, you thought I quit there for a while, didn't you? A couple months there, you thought I quit.
Yeah.
Nope, I was just out networking, just making, and the proof's in the pudding from having Stand with Crypto up here, you know, and so like I'm still pushing. I just realized that I was not going to bring anything of value to the space by interviewing and talking to the same creators that are all talking to each other all the time. It's always the same regurgitated nonsense on here, the same speculation, nothing new added to the space. And I was like, we need to bring new information here. We need to reach out and actually make a difference, make a change. And so that's why I went out and did what I did.
Oh, fair dues, bro. It was a lovely live.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Because like I can get up here and scream about XRP is not going to 10K only so much. You know what I mean? It's time to graduate.
Well, and I want to thank Scotty for his anti-TikTok bullying show that he did that one evening. I mean, that was really needed at the time, and I really want to thank him for caring enough to do that.
That's awesome, man. You want to elaborate on that, Scotty?
No, I mean, I've always taken the position that it doesn't matter what we're on here for, what our want is on the platform, and it still comes down to how you treat people. And if you want me to listen to you or take knowledge from you, it starts first with me making a decision on how you treat people. And bullies don't get my attention in a good way; they get them in a bad way.
Absolutely.
And I wish there wasn't such an environment on this platform where people are afraid to speak up and call people out in the moment. It's far too much after the fact in other lives and behind the scenes. If people would call out that type of crap when it happens in the moment, then these people wouldn't get to benefit from treating other humans like pieces of garbage.
I
Just
did.
because they want more followers.
I agree.
I went after David.
You know, I saw it happening, and that's part of the reason why I stepped away when I did, because I didn't want to be caught up in it, and I didn't want my name to be one of the names that's named in it. You know what I mean? So that's part of why I went out and touched grass, because I saw it coming. And, you know, I knew, especially when the markets weren't doing well and it was going down, everyone was screaming to the moon. I was pretty much one of the only people on here saying that it ain't going down like that. And it put everybody at each other's throats. I didn't want to be a part of it. And you know, there were other creators that were sending me, I'm not going to name any names, but they were sending me videos of their back and forths with these other creators, making fun of each other and doing different stuff. And I told them, I said, hey man, you're better than that. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this is wrong. And they're like, oh, well, they started it first and they've been saying that. And I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't mean you stoop to their level. You're way beyond that. You can do so much better. You don't have to embellish in that kind of behavior. I'm like, and I noticed after I had said that they made a change and they became more positive and quit doing that, and kudos to them. But yeah, it's a really big problem here in this space, and thank you for doing that. I honestly, if you want to do more of that, I'd love to get in on that with you.
Yeah, for sure. We can talk. I mean, I'm no different on here than I am in person. There's certain things I can't talk about on here that I do for business side, but I'm a consultant. I'm dealing with corporations on a daily basis. That's my bread and butter. So when we talk about what are these larger entities up to, I always tell people, look at me as a reference. I'll tell you what they're doing because I'm in the boardrooms with them. I'm the one that sees their P&Ls. I'm the one that helps them build their budgets, do their CapExes. I'm that guy. So if you want to know what they're doing with their money, I know. Can I tell the company that I'm dealing with? Absolutely not. I'm under NDAs right now, 4 of them. But I can tell you what different industries are doing and where they're putting their money.
Likewise. I have several NDAs. I actually broke one of them, but kind of fudged the line a little bit. Didn't name the company, but said what they were doing. But yeah, I know what you mean, man.
It's so hard.
It's so hard,
especially. I want to
especially
name company names so badly on here sometimes because sometimes just saying a name gets people to give their head a shake and understand that you're not full of shit.
right.
But it's out of respect. This is how I feed my family and create a future for my children. So unfortunately, I love you all, but you're not worth the risk.
Yeah. See,
No.
my career's over. I'm retired. I'm done. This is my career now. So there's a part of me that's like, maybe I'll just say it. But then also it's like, okay, what legal issues am I going to deal with now? Am I going to get shut down because of it? Am I going to, end up owing a bunch of money and having to go back to work because of it? And then no one want to take me kind of thing. So I'm sticking to it. I only got a few years left on my NDAs, and then I'm going to freaking blow the lid off this crap.
And I see TikTok seller in the chat about everyone about the NDAs. It's a really good topic that I don't think anyone has actually dug into on what NDAs truly mean. There's different NDAs. For me, because I'm a consultant, the NDAs are more of a non-compete and unable to divulge financial information. So if you're a company and you give me access to your financials, you surely don't want me going around town sharing that.
Absolutely.
My uncle was research and development in Silicon Valley for like Maxim.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
GE,
TikTok. I know it wasn't a shot.
Intel, a bunch of those places, So when he died, the Men in Black literally showed up to his house and they took every hard drive, every computer, every piece of paper, napkin he ever doodled on was confiscated.
A lot of people have a form of an NDA just in their 9-to-5 jobs. It's right in their original offer letters in the fine print, and that's a form of an NDA. Non-compete clauses. Sometimes it's a year. Unable to approach any contacts or vendors that the company exposed you to. So there's a lot of this that goes on that if you're not in that world, you may not understand how much fine print there really is.
Yeah. Mine is more or less like, because I did audio engineering, I'm sitting in these company meetings and I'm just running like the audio, right? And so I'm not allowed to say anything. But they only carry for 5 to 7 years. So once they're up, I can say whatever I want.
I'm feeling left out now. I ain't got an NDA.
You want one? I'll give you an NDA. I'll
No, I
write
don't
one up
want
for
one.
you.
I've got a static form ready to go, Starks, with your name on it.
Yeah.
I'll sign it if there's a job attached with it.
Maybe. Hey, down the road, you never know. I'm hoping that this whole production expands one day and becomes global and much bigger than it is now. Obviously, we're a baby in this space. I've only been doing this for months. It hasn't even been a year yet. So, and that's one thing the IT guy was telling me. He's like, because there are times where I was like, man, this ain't worth the headache. I'm like, all I do is work on creating content and preparing for the show, and I'm spending money. I'm bleeding out like crazy. And I mean, obviously he wants to keep his job, but at the same time, he's like, dude, you're just getting started, man. Like, it takes people years to get to where you're at right now. He's like, you've already jumped leaps and bounds. He's like, just keep going with it. So here I am. Well, it's 9:00, guys. Thank you all for showing up and hanging out. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends. Follow me on all platforms at Ozthecryptogoat. Follow everybody here on the panel. Make sure you follow Cali Crypto 714 here on TikTok, X, and wherever else he may be. We appreciate him. Make sure you follow Revolution Starts Now. And thank you guys for showing up. And don't forget, if you missed part of the show, it's on YouTube. You can check it out there on YouTube. And I would say, like, some of these shows maybe aren't worth watching, but the ones where I have the special guests on, and I'm going to start labeling them special guest so-and-so in the title, watch those. Those are going to be worth watching because we're going to be having some really high profile people on here, and it's only going to get higher up that ladder as we go. Like, the people I'm in DMs with, you wouldn't even believe. It's pretty phenomenal. And I don't want to give out names. I don't want to be a name dropper, and I don't want to divulge who's coming on until I've got them locked in and a flyer made. But there's some big people coming for sure. 100%. So make sure you guys send me a follow and set your notifications on TikTok here, so when I go live, you know that I'm live. And I game as well. We've been doing a crypto gaming live stream on Abstract and Twitch only, where we have the Discord open. Bell's actually been on it a couple times, and we talk crypto and we game, and we're onboarding normies through gaming. So when I get a new squad with new people, we're onboarding them into the crypto space, and we're onboarding them in a way where we can educate them and help them, because one of the number one questions I get is, what coin should I buy right now? And first thing I tell them is none of them. I tell them, watch the show, get educated, and then let's talk about investing and getting you on track, So we're helping to keep people from getting scammed and keep them going. And don't forget to join the Discord, guys. The Discord link is in my bio. If you have trouble getting in through the link, all you got to do is copy the link and put it in your browser, and then it should come right up. But if you do have that problem, it means you have like malware or spyware on your device, which means that your crypto keys could be being keystroked. So if that's the case, you should probably think about going through your apps and deleting anything that could potentially have that on there. One thing that I found out is that when you would click on it to go into Discord and it would have that, and you'd like try to click again or click back, it would take you directly to that app. So if that happens to you, make sure you delete that app, because your keys are at risk. All right, chat. I'll see y'all later. Have a good night.
Good night.
See you later, bro.
Check 1 2.
To try and shade us to take control, but we the goats, we real got soul to be the greatest, that is the goal. So go and judge me and slur my name. Yeah, G9 is what I became. Just judge my music, don't need the fame, but no LF goat is what I proclaim. When you're a goat, you just know it. We the black sheep, yeah, I suppose it's coming for us to just be different. Cause all my life I've been belligerent. I get so mad when they play ignorant, but that's what made us so magnificent. Yeah, we here and we chilling with the tribe. Got my grass and my hoodie and my light. Getting lit, come on, you know you wanna try. We doing good, bro, please don't kill my vibe. Said we here and we chilling with the tribe. Crypto underdogs, nah, I ain't gonna lie. So good they can't ignore even if they try. We'll never leave, it's LF go till we die. No, you'll never hear a mumble rap from me. These words I carry, yeah, they have meaning. We in the matrix, but I'm intervening. About to pull you out, Neo, you've been dreaming. Find you in the song and want you to be freed. So get used to seeing goats up in your feed. It's guaranteed that we'll succeed. Come on, man, I know you've seen the term goat used on a TV. It's in sports and it's in music. There are lots of ways to use it to describe the best. The ones obsessed, that hidden quest. It's like we blessed. Boy, I'm like Santiago, I'm the alchemist. Travel the world and leave you all impressed. Become the wind, my spirit strong. I swear I'll prove them haters wrong. Show them we for real all along. Cause goats are great, the top's where we belong. Ozthecryptogoat, it means the other heart. Like yin and yang can't split apart. The dark from light, yeah, it's a balance. You only know this if you're like Alice and seek the knowledge down that rabbit hole. Two equal opposites that complete the soul.
All right. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with everyone you know. Welcome to the Ledger Lounge. This is Ozthecryptogoat, and we have a very, very special live today. We have the president of California's Stand With Crypto coming on the show. I've got my Stand With Crypto pin on right now, and I'm in chats with her. She should be on here shortly. In the meantime, everybody hit the like button. We do... How's everybody doing today? Do you guys like my new picture? I have the Christmas goat. Oz the Christmas goat. What's the name of the trust company? Angel Finance? In the meantime, hit the like button. Just working out some details with the guest right now. Please bear with me. I do apologize. I usually like to get all this done, but this is a very busy person. So we're trying to work with them as best we can. All right, we're back. How's everybody doing? I'm gonna bring down the music here and we're gonna talk a little bit. How's everybody doing, man? It's good to see Everybody's shown up. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends. Everybody double tap the screen if you're watching on TikTok. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like button as well. Don't forget to subscribe. Those of you on X, don't forget to hit the chat. Those on Twitch, we're also live on Facebook, and we're live on X as well. I have all the chats pulled up, so you can watch and chat from any platform you like. People tend to use TikTok the most, but we have wherever you decide to find yourself, that's the place to be. Let's set up a Heart Me goal here on TikTok. Boom. All right. So we have a special guest today. It's Miss Nifty, Miss NFTY. She's the president of Stand with Crypto. She's going to be coming on, and so this is their website. This is standwithcrypto.org, and it says, if you care about crypto, it's time to prove it. 52 million Americans own crypto, and yet crypto's future in America remains uncertain. Congress is writing the rules as we speak, but they won't vote yes until they've heard from you. Join the fight, and you can click right here, right? So there it looks like there's 2,623 U.S. advocates, 1,226 policymaker contacts, advocate donations. They've raised over $500,000, and globally they have 2.9 million crypto advocates. So these are the different. So look, it shows you someone in Washington emailed their rep. Someone in Washington followed SWC on X. Someone in Washington joined SWC. Obviously, that's Stand with Crypto. Someone in Utah joined. Nevada, California, Illinois. Someone in Illinois emailed their rep. So you can track everything that's going on with them, where it's happening, what they're doing. And as you can see, the big areas, I don't see anything in New York yet, but we have Connecticut, we got Virginia. This is around the DC area. Washington, California, Nevada. These are hot spots, right? So this is good, and the reach is growing. This lady has been on a plane for like days. I think it was like 6 days. We'll ask her, and she'll tell us everything. But it's been quite amazing to see all that they've been doing and all the work they do. So Stand with Crypto is first and foremost the result of 2 million plus people fighting to keep crypto in America. We also partnered with a number of companies to fight alongside us. So it looks like we got Privy, Protocol Labs, Paxos, Anchorage Digital, MoonPay, Coinbase, Third Web, Lightspark, all these different Kraken, BTC, Hedera, OpenSea. So they're partnered with all these different companies, which is pretty amazing. Let's see, let's go back here. So you can also, on the website here, this is standwithcrypto.org. You can join Stand with Crypto. You can email your senator. You can follow on X, and maybe we'll write an email in the next live show that we do. I'll write the email, and you guys can help me compose it. I'll be in and out for today. Had the worst day of all time. Oh, I know about your day, brother. Sorry to hear that, man. Glad you're okay and you're doing well. I'll tell you what, everybody simultaneously right now spam the chat with a W. How about SWC, Stand with Crypto? Everybody SWC in the chat. Hashtag FYP, hashtag for you, all the hashtag crypto. I do know that there's a bit of competition in the live time right now, so it is what it is. But you know, share the show out with your friends. Let's get the algorithm rolling and get more people watching, and we can get to our regular viewership levels. And before we start the show, if anyone has any questions or wants to come on the show and ask any questions, let me know in the chat and we'll see if we can work that out. Let's see here.
Competition within ourselves. LF Goat. Hey, go tribe. No drama, bitch.
I love this song.
I got no drama. Said I got no problems. Not a single distraction. Don't care about your trauma. What are you building? Said what are you doing?
Hashtag Goat Tribe.
Trust me, I'm suing. Every day I check the feed and see some dumb shit. Like someone rugging or they got a scam like fuck it. Somebody sleeping with somebody else.
The music's allowed on TikTok. I have the rights to this.
That's why you won't see me on your
have full permission to use this music.
directly to my face. They always be talking behind my back, bro. I really don't care. I'm just trying to stack. They tearing you down, they messing shit up. Don't think I can't take any more of this flood. So remember to leave my name.
So if you have any questions or you want to come up on a panel, let me know. Anybody want to come up?
No drama. Leave it at the door. We don't care. We won't fight. This ain't a war. Keep it straight. Only business on our mind. No hate, no drama. We on the grind. On the grind, another day, another verse. Always getting better, I ain't getting any worse. Build you up, help you out how you meant. Also, you can pull this stupid little stint. Come on, man.
How's it going?
Play dumb and just take a hit. Stay your lane. Don't be a stain.
Hold on, let me adjust the volume here.
Can't take no more drama on our chain. So next time you think about spreading the rumor, just act your ways. Don't be say, okay, boomer.
There, now I can hear you.
To have some humor, but holy shit, dude, I swear you're like a tumor. So I'm working, focus on my craft. You gon' talk, enjoy your little laugh, but I
Hold on, I gotta adjust the audio for you because what's going on?
I'm good. I'm sorry I missed your interview earlier today.
Oh, it hasn't started yet.
Oh, I thought it was at 3:00 California time.
No, that's the TA class, and that got rescheduled.
Oh, or did I read the flyer wrong?
You may have. So the flyer is the show starts at 5 p.m. and then the guest comes on at 6 to give a chance for people to come in to so they don't miss out on the first part of the show. So do you know who the guest is?
I looked up Miss Nifty.
Yeah, or NFT. Why?
I'm not sure if I recall her. I may have heard her speak before.
Yeah. So I met her at this last crypto event I went to, and she's the president for Stand with Crypto in California. And this is their website right here, standwithcrypto.org. And it actually is a tool where you can email your senator directly. You can take polls, refer friends, mint an NFT, follow. But my main thing that I really like about this is the direct link to email your senator. Fix the camera. What do you mean fix the camera? What's wrong with the camera? You can't just say fix the camera in the chat. You got to tell me what's wrong.
Me, probably.
Aha. There it is. There you are.
Yeah, I just got done feeding my horse, so.
It's off center. Oh well. I really don't care if it's off center right now. I'm not gonna mess with it. It just is what it is. The IT guy comes in and cleans stuff, and sometimes the camera gets moved. It just is what it is.
Kind of cool. I'm down in the comment section. I mean, I feel like I'm in the lower bleachers or something.
I don't know why that is. Usually there's a bunch of different boxes here. I haven't used any of this software in so long. It's everything got updated. It's all different now.
It's all like Christmas.
I am so excited for Christmas. Did you see my new picture?
I think your guest sounds really cool. Like it's going to be a really interesting interview. Is Jessie going to join us?
I don't think Jessie's going to join us. She's been busy doing stuff. I'm hoping that she comes back to the show soon. But you know, it's the holidays and stuff, you know. But she's down there in the chat supporting. But yeah, I'm hoping to get the whole crew back together and get the crypto show going again, get more guests, and get everything rolling the way it was before we took the break, you know. It's been nice to have a little bit of a break though.
That'll be really nice.
So I have a question for you, Belle. Is there any questions that you would have for Miss Nifty as far as standing with crypto?
I want to know why we don't know more about it already. Why am I just hearing about it probably maybe for the first or second time?
Right, so exposure is what you're talking about.
Is this a large movement specifically just for California with our taxation?
So globally, there's 2.9 million people. You can see it right here on the screen. The U.S. advocates is 2.6 million. There's 1.2 million policymaker contacts right here. And then they've donated about a little over 500,000 in donations. And look at, you just click this right here. Email your senators to pass crypto legislation. Boom. Click that, take action. Put your first name. Here, let's see here. Last name, email address. Your senator. This will show after you enter your email address.
No, I may have heard about that like 6 months ago with a bunch of the XRP stuff that was going around. And the fear of California doing that clawback on any crypto in your accounts that stayed dormant for 3 years.
Oh yeah, for the wallets. Well, here's the thing on that. So they can reclaim those funds, but you can actually claim them back from the government. You just have to file. So it's actually a good thing. So let's say that you had a wallet that got lost, or you lost the keys to it, forgot how to access it. The government, after 3 years of inactivity, would basically claim those funds, remove them, and then you could file to get those back. It's just, you're going to have to jump through the hoops.
It sounds like something I might want to make a few posts on. And hello, Web3. Thank you so much.
Web3, I did put some posts out on Stand With Crypto. And if you want to reach out to Miss NFT, or Miss Nifty, excuse me, she's in my Discord right now. So click the Discord link in my bio. She should be hanging around in there, and you can ask questions or engage there. So click the Discord link. Let me see here. I'll post it in the chat for you guys. Give me just a second. I'm really excited about this this guest today, though. I wasn't 100% sure if they were going to make it, because we actually rescheduled a couple times, but we got it. We were able to make it happen. Let's see here. All right, copy.
Web3, you might want to share this out to a couple of your other bros and ladies that might be interested in that, or specifically people from California.
Exactly. And it's not just California, it's a global movement.
Yeah.
So it's more than just California. Obviously, she's the president of the California section of it, but still, hold on, I gotta fix everything. Everything moved around on me. All right, we're good.
Appreciate you, Jesse. We'll see you soon.
Trying to get on the Discord now. If you're having trouble getting into the Discord, send me a DM. I'll send you the link directly. Some people have issues. Some people get right in. I don't know what it is. And TikTok's not letting me post it. So I don't. Jesse, if you could go into the Ozthecryptogoat email, copy it, and then post it into the chat. I know you can do it. I just can't do it from a desktop. So,
and I have to drop from the box if I think she's gonna post or pin anything.
Got it. Did you have any other questions?
No, I just wanted to know a little bit more about her, and
Right. And
other things she's into, and how she got started in crypto very briefly, and what are her passion projects.
absolutely. And when she comes on, that's what we're going to talk about. And then I got a few questions as well. If she has time, I'm going to open the panel back up for you guys to come on and ask questions directly. If she's willing to do that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so
another lady in crypto,
Exactly. There's actually more women in crypto than I realized. Like, I go to these events and I see lots of women at the booths, and they're not just paid actresses. They're involved. They're doing stuff. So you guys are not alone. Josh said, "Speed me up. I'm late." That's your own fault. You're late, Josh. That's why we start an hour early. We start early so that it gives you a chance to get caught up. But we will have our guest in a little bit.
I'm starting to wonder, what does she see for, AI coming online more? What changes does she see for the future kind of stuff,
Well, I know that as far as the legislative side of it goes, AI is untethered now. So,
Which is scary.
Oh, it's very scary. At the same time, you're going to see things moving a lot faster now because of that. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, my little tiny business got dumped in SEO ad placement on Google and other sites since August, and AI is coming online and burying your stuff even deeper. It's like you're having to pay Google like ransom now to have your business propped up on page 1.
Yeah,
it's from page 1 to page 3 overnight.
If you copy the link from your link tree and paste it into join the server on Discord, it works. Got it. So you hear that, chat? Just click the link tree link and then paste it into join a server on Discord, and it should work. We can't hear her. All right. Let me turn up the audio. Sorry about that. Oops. All right, Belle, thank you for coming on, and we'll
I'm gonna drop down and let you talk to a few other people, but those would be some basic questions that would be on my mind at this moment.
Yeah, Web3, if you could drop that in the chat, I would appreciate it. Thank you very much for your help, and thank you, Belle, for coming on.
No problem. I thought if I hopped on, others would follow.
Yeah, it's always good to have you.
I love you guys. Thanks, Oz.
Bye.
I'll be listening. Bye.
What's up, Mr. Josh TV? How you doing, buddy?
What's up?
It's good to have you back on the show. It's been a while. How's your show coming along?
Well, I've done like 3 live streams so far. I'm not gonna lie, it gets pretty tiring. Now I know what you mean when I'm up there and like, I don't know, last time I was streaming, I was up for like 12 hours and I haven't streamed since.
Dude, I told you, it is tough, right?
Yep.
Imagine doing it just 4 or 5 hours a day, 5 to 7 times a week, like that, just like clockwork. And then having something to say every time and be right. It's
right.
It's difficult.
Exactly.
So, what do you know about Stand with Crypto? Have you heard of it?
Not really. I've heard of other organizations, but not this one specifically.
So if you go to standwithcrypto.org, that's this page right here. And basically it says, if you care about crypto, it's time to prove it. 52 million Americans own crypto, and yet crypto's future in America remains uncertain. Congress is writing the rules as we speak, but they won't vote yes until they've heard from you. Now, we're going to pull this up and read what it is. So you can actually email your senator. You click on this link right here and it takes you, you can put your name, email address, and then it'll tell you who your senator is and you can email them directly, which is pretty goated if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go do that.
Definitely read it before you sign it. That's one thing I would say for sure. I have not read it yet. What's up, Purple Bitcoin? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to have you.
Is this for the Clarity Act? I forget, because I'm pretty sure one already got passed, but they cut the other half of it out, right?
I'm not sure, and that's some of the questions that we're going to ask.
Right, because I was going over I'm pretty sure it was the Clarity Act while I was on stream, kind of going over what's in it, what things are important, what certain things meant.
Yeah, and I do think that we need some clarity. I think we need some legislation, but I think more or less we need more like a crypto constitution, something that protects us in a way that makes it so the government can't get too deep in it and can't start controlling it too much. Because the whole idea of crypto is to have the people in control of their finances, right? So
right.
We don't want, the government to come in and overregulate it in a way that just creates control.
And that's like the biggest argument that I saw when they had people like Brad Garlinghouse and other people kind of talk to these congressmen and these senators. I'm not sure if you remember that. That was a while ago. That was like midsummer. And they were going back and forth arguing over, we want control. And then somebody else stood up and said, well, yeah, I agree. There should be some level of control, but not to the point where the government can come in and start treating this like, any sort of financial bank account.
Absolutely. My biggest concern is control, right? They could basically flip the switch in the opposite direction and debank you with that kind of control. What are your thoughts?
Right. I think looking into it recently, so many people argue over the whole decentralized aspect of it, and like really looking into it in the last year or so, I've really begun to notice is that essentially everything runs on the exchanges because you're still exchanging for fiat. So everything is essentially still running on fiat. And basically, I know a lot of people are going to disagree with this, but I've kind of come to the conclusion that every single token is essentially still valued by fiat, because it has no value until you bring it over to an exchange and you cash it out for fiat. So in a sense, they could basically find out who holds certain types of wallets. And the problem is, you know, people say, okay, well, you can put it in a cold wallet, but if you ever bought Bitcoin on an exchange, that transaction from the exchange hold to your wallet is now a transaction. So they can link back because you upload your ID, you do KYC, and then they can track, okay, this person bought Bitcoin from this exchange, they moved it over to their cold wallet, then they took that Bitcoin from their cold wallet to a different exchange, but that exchange can look back and kind of see where that came from. And then, you know, if we get to the point where the government can, I don't know, request some sort of file from these exchanges, like be like, we're looking into this person, we need you guys to hand over all the information, like who is this guy, their ID, all their information. And that's what I really don't want to happen, is when, you know, the government can come in and basically force these exchanges to give out all that information, because then that crypto is now useless. I mean, they can ask them to freeze your assets, which a lot of chains, you know, they can do that.
Yeah, XRP, Ledger can, HBAR, Ethereum, what's a couple others? There's a whole list of them. I actually posted them here on my TikTok. That lists all of the exchanges that you can basically be delisted or debanked from it. They can seize your assets. They all have some sort of smart contract written and slipped in there. And what's crazy is it's put in on a level where it was only found out that it was there through testing. So they would test the blockchains to see if it had any of this type of smart contracts. And all the big ones, man, they all have it in there. So it's a bit concerning. And it's not something that you can just look up and know that it's there. It's well hidden. So that's very concerning as well.
What are your thoughts on Bitcoin? Do you think that you feel a little bit safer with it, given that there isn't, I guess there's that extra level of, okay, it's the first token, and then also looking at it now, you know, it's a lot harder to freeze somebody's Bitcoin address. But the only part that still doesn't make sense to me is I feel like they could just figure out what address belongs to who and just refuse to cash them out at an exchange. That's my only concern now. And I don't know if you've heard, there are certain people, there's a specific name for them, but you can basically send them the Bitcoin and they deliver cash straight to you. The only problem is obviously that's a lot more difficult, but I would like to see more options to pay for things with your crypto directly. That way you're not forced to bring it over to an exchange and cash it out for fiat.
Right.
If you get what I'm saying.
And I feel like holding stable coins, you can do that already, right? So if you're using USDC and let's say you're using Coinbase or you have like an Arculus wallet, Arculus has tap to pay. I have a Visa for my Coinbase. I don't use it because who wants to use Coinbase, right? But you know, it does exist, but I can't spend like Bitcoin directly. I can't spend XRP directly. However, this company right here, it's this is their pin right here. I think it's XPX. I think is what it's called. I'm gonna try to get them on the show here soon as well. But they've only been running for about 16 months now, but it's basically a way that you can spend your XRP or your Bitcoin or your Ethereum as cash with a card. So that's a new technology that's just come out.
Interesting.
And I'm really excited to have him come on. And like I said, they've only been live and building for 16 months now. And it's growing very quickly. So I'm interested
I think more
to
and
see
more.
what happens with that.
I think that industry is just going to continue to get bigger because more and more people are kind of understanding, what's the point of crypto if everything is still going to translate through fiat at the back end, right? Like,
Right.
obviously, even gold bars are exchangeable through fiat, but you can still trade gold for other things. So I think just having the ability to pay for things with your coins directly instead of having to go cash it out for fiat first and then paying with fiat. And also, I think it would boost the overall value of crypto. And I don't know. I think we're going to start to see more of that in 2026. I'm already seeing all of these crypto influencers, especially the ones you shouldn't really trust, like the ones that are always, the orchestrated pumps of cryptocurrencies and new projects. And they're basically saying that privacy is going to be the next thing, which is true, but they're also promoting a bunch of fake privacy coins that don't really do anything privacy. And I think that's the only thing, and that's where I would like to see some sort of regulation, because I feel like nowadays anybody can make a team, make a coin, say it does certain things, and then when you actually look at the capabilities of it, it's all just headlines, for example.
I'm more along the lines of buyer beware, right? So you should be doing your own research. Like, are you just going to pick any bank to bank with, or are you going to look around and see, do I want to use a credit union? Do I want to use a small bank? Do I want to use a big bank? Do I want to use a business bank? You have to, have some kind of education in it. I think that more or less the people should take the time and learn. And, right now, crypto is like the Wild West, right? And
Right.
during the Wild West, people would sell products. And one of the issues that we had in the Wild West was medicine. So they had snake oil that they would sell to people. And I think it was like killing people, or it was just didn't do anything. But I think it was like, poisonous. They gave out opium, and people would get highly addicted to it, overdose on it. So the government stepped in and said, we're going to regulate this, right? We're going to go give some good, clear clarity. But look at what happened over 100 years' time. Now we have big pharma, where it was designed to stop you from buying poison. And now big pharma only puts out poison. All the medicines, there's nothing holistic anymore. There's nothing, that you can't, you can't go to your doctor and get holistic medicine. You have to get chemical based, that are all basically petroleum based products, that are poison for your body. And that's where we're at today now, because originally the intention was to help the people and to keep them safe and secure. But in the long run, that's not what we got. What we got was control to the point where a large corporation now and multiple corporations have control, and they can literally force you to take things now. And look at what happened with COVID. They forced everyone to take a shot in order to leave their homes and do things and stuff. So that's the fear that I have with overregulation. I love the idea of having some sort of regulation, but not in a way that gives them control, but more or less like a constitution for crypto. So that way the government can never overstep their boundaries, and crypto is protected. That is my main concern.
Essentially, like, in a way, the best method forward would be basically freedom of choice, right? You have all these different crypto chains and people can choose which one they want to use to transact. Same way that I don't believe that the entire financial system should be shifted over to crypto completely. I think people should still have the choice to pay with regular fiat, if they want to use Cash App, because they should be able to have the choice to use what they want to use. And same with like medicine, and this is a really touchy subject, but there's a lot of natural plants out there that are being banned from being usable, right? So they're telling you what you can or can't use, which is, I would argue, opposite of the Constitution that we have now, and that's why it's so important that we defend the Constitution, and that's also the only reason why America still has arguably more freedom than other countries, even though that's somewhat falling apart to a degree. But the freedom of choice is what I think is going to be the most important in the long run. Because the minute that, like you said, the government can step in and tell people, okay, well, now you need to use this, then basically you have it to where everybody's using one thing. It's easier for them to control. And I think that's ultimately where, if that happened with crypto, I think it would fail.
I don't think it would fail. I think they would look at right now. Everybody is cheering on regulation because they're in hopes that it's going to pump their bags. And so how is that helping anything? Can we reel it in for a second and sit down and say, look, we want regulation, but this is the kind of regulation we want. Instead, everyone is like, I don't care what regulation it is, just get something in it so that way my bags will pump.
I think that's why I like Cardano's CEO, Charles, so much, because he was talking about this on a live stream the other day, where he was saying, look, I understand that, our chain arguably hasn't been performing as well as others, and he was explaining that's because he's not selling, his company out to these big institutional companies like all these other chains are. And he was talking about how everybody's trying to rush the process of regulation and adoption simply for the purpose of, pumping up the prices. And in a way, he was saying, like, when Cardano rolls out an update, it's good. It might take forever, but it's good, right? So I completely agree. And it's less about the chain, right? And it isn't just, I want to be clear, because this isn't just because I hold a lot of the coin. I genuinely like Charles as the face of crypto because he is very aware about what's going on and he's talking about it all the time, right? He doesn't give you a bunch of false information. He just stands up there, he goes on live, and he talks about all the problems that we're facing and the things that need to be done correctly. And I think that's super important, because if we push it too far to the way these institutions want it, then we kind of lose the whole point of what crypto was designed for in the first place.
Absolutely. And that's my biggest fear, is losing the most beautiful opportunity that people have had in history financially, in my opinion. And we're giving it up, what, for some chump change, because we want our bags to pump now. We're impatient.
I think we need to see total, I would say organic growth would be better, because if you look past it all, the last cycles on the total market cap chart, it always comes up and then all the way back down before it goes back up. And we're never creating new floors, which tells you one thing, and that's that the overall market isn't gaining any sort of stability and growing. And that's the current issue, is whenever you push all of this adoption as news and you get all these people to front run the markets, they take it back out because there's still uncertainty. And then you're never making that new floor, and new people aren't going to come in because they don't necessarily trust it.
So do you think with regulation, more people would buy it and leave their money in it?
I think they would, partially because they've also, everybody's told growing up that it's important, right? Like, you need to have your money in a safe bank, this and that. I see it from social media, how people are talking, like, they do want some regulation, but like you're saying, I think it's important that it doesn't overstep, because I also don't want the regulation to get to a point where we're doing all these things just because a couple people want them, and then it destroys the whole space for maybe a short-term 50% rise in the markets, right? Because you want overall sustained growth, kind of similar to the stock market. You know, the stock market doesn't lose half of its total market cap value in the form of 2 weeks, if you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely. And I think that's the issue, is everyone is content with the small pump now because their plan is to pull the money out. You know, they're not looking. I mean, some people are, they're looking to hold long term, you know, but some people are just like, they think that they're going to put in $100 and come back in 6 months and be a millionaire. I think
that type of mentality is also.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I forgot what
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say that type of mentality is kind of what destroys the crypto space, right? Because if that's what you tell people, I mean, I would say from now that I started trading more, I like the volatility. And I think even if crypto grows, there's still going to be more volatility than the stock market, which is good because, like we were talking about earlier, people have freedom of choice. They can use the stock market, they can use the crypto market, right? They can choose if they want more volatility or less volatility. But I think overall, if you look at it, I don't know, just telling people that they can put a small amount of money in and that it's going to go up, it just hurts the space. Because if we were to address it a little differently, I think also more people would trust it, right? If they saw stability. I mean, why do you think more people trust Bitcoin, even though there's more gains to be made elsewhere? Because it has a track record of going up every time. And we haven't seen that with these other chains, right? It's the biggest issue that Cardano is facing right now, is that it made that one all-time high and people want to see it go past above, because then they're seeing that, you know, original people who bought it are trusting it and they're coming back into the space.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where I come back to the idea of we're just really early, you know? There's a lot that needs to happen as far as trust, security, privacy, insurance, you know, knowing that if I put something here, you know, you put money in the bank and you know you're FDIC insured. You don't really have that with crypto.
Right.
So, you know, there has to be something that makes people feel like, okay, we're good. And I think that, you know, government regulation is something that does lead in the right direction. And like I said before, my main concern is that we lay the proper framework for that before we're just pushing through policies just to get anything through, just so that the bags pump.
Right. And I think same goes too. I think more people there should be better tools to store your own crypto. Because I think another reason why these cryptos are so volatile, and you can look at on-chain data to back this up, is the fact that when everybody holds their coins on exchanges, they can move it around, they can do what they want. For instance, they can actually sell the coins that 1,000 people are holding to dump the market. And if these people want to cash out, they have enough fiat available to cash them out. So it's a mimic. You know, you could log into your Coinbase and it says that you have, you know, 1,000 XRP or 100 XRP, but they can sell your XRP and the number will stay there because they have the fiat reserves to pay you out if you want to cash out. And when people leave their money in exchanges, it allows them to move it around and manipulate the market. So I genuinely believe that if more people started holding more of their coins on their on private, you know, ledgers, wallets, I think there would be more stability in the market and more trust, because you see how Bitcoin's price starts pumping when exchanges move their Bitcoin back into a wallet. because that signals that they're not selling in the immediate short term.
Right.
So if everybody started moving more of their crypto over to wallets, that's trackable. You know, it would show some strength, stability in the market, especially whales. I think that's what we need to see, more adoption and tools towards holding your own crypto.
What's up, Satoshi? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. What's going on?
It's good to see you, man. We got about 6 minutes before our guest comes on, so I'll let you say what you wanted to say, buddy.
Oh, that was Scotty Dog. What are we talking about? Moving your crypto to cold storage, or?
Oh, let me invite Scotty Dog up here real quick. So yeah, we're talking about regulation, basically. So we're having the president of Stand with Crypto come on in just a few minutes, and we're gonna talk about emailing our senators and basically getting people that advocate for crypto. All right, Scotty Dog, what's going on, brother?
Going on, Oz? What's up, boys?
And Run Up, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, what's good, Oz? Thanks for having me up. And
Absolutely.
Hey, everyone on the panel.
And if you guys want to stay up on the panel while we have the guest is going to be through Discord. And if you guys have questions throughout the interview, you guys are more than welcome to stay up and be a part of it. But Scotty, you want to go ahead?
No, I mean, I'll just sum up kind of my thoughts on this. Recently, I think we forget that crypto's still a toddler. And being that, I just do the analogy that when you look at a toddler, sure, you can have aspirations and thoughts of what that child is going to become, but you don't know. It takes a lot of investment and a lot of effort and a lot of commitment to guide and support. And I think maybe that's something you're getting at, where it's almost like everybody's a lot of the people in crypto right now that could be doing something to make a difference are sitting back and letting the foundational part of crypto, the decentralized, the ability to try and do something and have control yourself slip away. And that's what I meant by my comment in the chat. We're like lab rats just waiting for the players to use us to fine-tune their takeover.
You know, one sentiment I've noticed when I bring up this subject is people say, well, the institutions are just going to do what they're going to do already. The big money's already got their hands in it. There's nothing we can do. And I think that that's very wrong. And that's why I'm really excited about this guest coming on, because I feel like this is an opportunity where we can have our voices heard. We can do something about it. You don't necessarily have to go and click this and use their predetermined letter. You can write a letter to your senator. You can write a letter to your congressman. You can get involved. Your voice can be heard. If 10 of us all emailed our congressman, that would create a ripple effect. You think that it doesn't matter, but it does, especially with primaries coming up. This is our opportunity to actually make a difference, because when primaries come up, they're afraid. You know, this is your one opportunity to have your voice be heard.
100%.
You don't want to be the person that doesn't even give a voice and then complaining about it after.
Yeah, and that's the majority of people. People want it to just be done for them. They just want it to happen for them. They don't want to literally click a website right here. It's this easy. Name, last name, email, address. Click your senator's name, and then they have a thing, and then boom, click send. It's that easy. It's that freaking easy, but you know, who's actually doing it? And it seems like the people, the sentiment is, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can say. They're not going to listen to me. Run Up, did you have any thoughts real quick before I pull up Miss Nifty and we give her a chance to talk, and then I'll give you guys an opportunity to ask questions if you like?
Nope.
All right. So let's give her a call and oh shoot. We do video call. Let's get her on the show here. There we go. Like we're connecting. Hi, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
We're doing great. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. I've been having a great time listening to you for the last hour, chatting with the community, listening to the questions and concerns and things that they're doing and reading and seeing.
Absolutely. So, who are you? What do you do?
I am Carrie Miss Nifty Lynn. I am the president of Stand with Crypto California. I also am the founder of Learnville, which is an ed tech platform that provides education on 4 pillars to underserved communities nationwide. And those 4 pillars are financial literacy, mental health, Web3, and innovative career paths.
That's wonderful. And so tell me about Stand with Crypto and what it is, what's your mission, and what are you guys trying to do?
Sure. Stand with Crypto is a nonprofit collectively supported by the most reputable Web3 companies that exist. Its purpose is to deliver the message from the people to the policymakers to ensure that we have regulations, we have ideas and suggestions, and the foresight provided to our policymakers who have no career paths in Web3, but they have constituents that are very concerned about what is and isn't happening and what is coming in the future.
And so what is it that you guys are advocating? Because obviously you heard the sentiment here. We want regulation, but we don't want too much regulation.
And that is the point, right? We want to make sure that we're safe. We know that the government is not going to come and attack us. We won't be sued for something. And it's a safe space for us. However, we don't want them to say, well, now you can't invest in anything you want to, and we can freeze your accounts anytime you want to. You had a guest on there talking about that specific thing, right? If they know who you are and you KYC in a bank, if you will, right? A custodial account, and you move it over to a non-KYC account, and then you send it over. Like, can they freeze it, or what will they do with it? And that is a big concern. And so that's a part of the message that we deliver to policymakers.
I love that.
And so, yeah, it's imperative. And we've gone through this last year and a half between constituents and policymakers to deliver messages in order to get through to the Genius Act and to the Clarity Act, which we're still working on very heavily. I will be back in DC next week talking to Congress and Congress members in regards to this. We want this taken care of. We want to feel safe. We want to know that we can start new businesses, we can launch new products, and we're not going to be worried about the government coming after us. And that's one of the things that the Clarity Act will give us, is a safe harbor period when you're starting a new business and you don't know what category you necessarily fit in. And you know, as an entrepreneur or anybody who's starting a new business, you have all of these different ideas, and you start with one idea and you go through this, you know, all of these different things. When you learn knowledge and then it changes a little bit of your goals for that business, and it shifts here, here, and here, and here, you don't want to live in that fear that the government's going to come after you as you're growing your new business in this new innovative space that there's not a lot of regulation around.
Yeah, my like I said, and obviously you were listening, my biggest concern is being like debanked, being unable to access or use my crypto. Also, one of my concerns is overreach. And one of the things that I'd like to see more or less with crypto as far as regulation goes is obviously we need to have some sort of okay, this is the baseline right here, right? These are things you can and you can't do, right? So that there's some kind of control and regulation, but not so much for the people, but more or less for the exchanges. And to see more of like a constitution for crypto than less of like legislation, to where basically the Constitution is in place to protect us, the people, from the government. And basically that would be the same concept, is a way to protect us, the people, from the government's overreach into crypto. That's something I'd like to see.
What would you see in a crypto constitution?
What do you mean, what guidelines?
Correct, right? Because you're using blockchain. So there's not a lot that you can really say, you can't do this, you can't do this, because everything is so transparent, you can find it. And if they are in control of stablecoins, for example, right, they are going to be responsible for what's going on and how they're operating and who's able to launch stablecoins.
Yeah, I think that there should be regulation for those that launch stablecoins. Like, I don't think I have any business launching my own goat coin or something like that. You know what I mean? But I think if Walmart and Amazon and all these different corporations are going to launch their own stablecoins, there needs to be some sort of oversight to basically not overfee charge people, because if everyone's got their own stablecoin and I've got USDC and now I got to transfer it from Amazon and now I got to transfer it to Walmart or whatever. Now we're talking about a new type of service charge, right? So I think that's one issue that needs to be addressed.
By the way, I'm taking note.
Oh, absolutely. And if you want to, we can get together. I'd love to write a constitution and have something that we could put together. This is obviously something we can't throw together on a 1 hour podcast, but I'd love to work on it.
Something that I've kind of toyed around with, along with some other organizations, is like a AAA, if you will, right? So certain hotels are rated, 5 diamond or star, I think diamond, 4 diamond, etc. That companies and tokens would be issued based on where they hit the mark on the prerequisites to be, credible, versus it's not really stable. Maybe this is just something that's going to come and go really swiftly. But that organization or association would be created by the people, which could do what you're talking about, right? Create this for the people crypto constitution and create this association that manages it and oversees it.
As long as they can't be bought and paid for.
Correct. That's going to be the biggest thing.
Yeah, and I think that's the big issue that everyone has with regulation, the sentiment because I've had this conversation many times, and they're like, oh, well, we're just the little guy. Nobody's going to listen to us. Nobody's going to do anything for us because we don't have the money. We don't have the backing. We don't have this. And it's just like, I can't. And I'm like, you can do something. You can let your voice be heard. That's what's beautiful about our country. And it's time we started standing up and doing something about it.
Yes. So something really amazing about Stand With Crypto is we organize in all 50 states. I mean, we're global community, if you will, right? So we have Australia, we have Canada, and I'm a part of the US one. And what we do, though, is we do IRL, a lot of IRL activations. I focus on experiential because I think that it's really important that we have a lot of touch points between each other to build stronger bonds, as online is online, right? We always have a community. We can always talk to each other online, but the IRL experiences, the wisdom, the empathy, and the love doesn't just come from online. It creates stronger bonds in person based on the interactions that we have and what we're experiencing together. So I really love experiential activations with our advocates. And that gives me an opportunity to learn more about our advocates, not just about, hey, these are my concerns as I'm building my business, or this is my concerns as I'm buying and trading and selling crypto, but what is their thought process? What makes them be afraid of this versus that? What makes them excited about this versus that? And then I get to better understand them and what it is that they need from their policymakers and the government to protect them, and or be better prepared for things that may happen in the future when it comes to Web3 things such as crypto and AI. AI is a big thing as well. But learning more about an individual, not just about one subject, helps you learn more about their thought process and how they will deal with and address other things come future forward.
Yeah, one of the issues, sorry, I just had a mind blank right now. One of the issues that I have, shoot, what were we just talking about? Oh, I remember. The legislators, like on your website, it shows like who's pro crypto and who's not pro crypto.
Absolutely.
I would like to see maybe like a mission statement or something from these people that are pro crypto. What is their actual stance? Because I'm a firm believer that there are two sides to standing with crypto. There are those that want the machine to win, obviously, and have that full control, and there are those that want the people to have the control. So maybe clarifying that as well, it would be a good.
I am taking note of that, and I will say that our grades on policymakers strictly pertain to where they voted when it came to something crypto related, right? Are they supporting it? Are they voting yes? Are they helping to write and push forward regulation and safe legislation for us? Now, there is somewhat of a challenge when it comes to Dems and Republicans, simply because this administration, who happens to be Republican, is so pro-crypto, but also makes a lot of independent money by investing and or using their name in crypto. And so what that does is it directly impacts Dems to say, well, then that means it's Trump. If you're pro-crypto, then you're pro-Trump. And what we're trying to combat is crypto is not a Trump thing, it's a people thing, right? It's just giving us an extra hurdle that we have to help push back and show, which is why it's really important with us.
Oh, you froze.
Crypto, the faces behind anybody, but crypto.
Hold on a second. Looks like we're having some issues here. Are you there? Did we lose you? We might have lost you for a second. Let me see if we check our bit rate. Did I lose you? Chat, we lost her. Everybody, W is in the chat. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends. I'm gonna head over. Let's see if we can get her back on the line here. Goat. W's in the chat, everybody. It's a people thing, not a Trump thing. Hits hard. Dude, you have no idea. When she said that, I was like, that is so spot on. We have to realize that it's not one or the other. You don't have to hate crypto because you hate Trump. You know? And I'll just take this time here. Thank you for all the gifts that have come in. Thank you for helping me reach my live goal. Let's set a new goal here. Let's see here. All right, I think we're set. Yeah, we're having some internet issues right now. If you don't know, there have been solar storms, and with the solar flares and the solar storms, the internet has been a bit shoddy. So that's been a problem. So that's partially why I haven't been going live every single day, because I'm like, okay, maybe we should just wait for the internet to get better. There you are. I see you now.
I was struggling.
Yeah, no
What
worries.
happened?
There has been internet issues across the world right now. There's a solar flare storm going on that's going to be going on for the next couple months. 2/3 of the internet was out across the world for a while there. So it just is what it is. We're dealing with it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so where were we?
You were talking about how the Trump issue and the crypto issue are two separate things. You don't have to hate crypto because you hate Trump. You don't have to love crypto because you love Trump. You can pick your side without, being polarized by politics.
Absolutely. And that's where Stand with Crypto stands.
I love that.
And that's how representatives are graded. But behind the scenes, or not necessarily behind the scenes, but that is something that we try to combat between the two parties, so that they understand that this is for the people, and we explain and we fight to show the voices behind crypto. And so it's imperative that I am in tune with all of you, right? Crypto natives and people that are just simply interested in crypto that can benefit from it. Tell your story. And so sometimes we will fly out constituents to DC and participate in some of the meetings with their representatives so that they know that these are real people.
I absolutely love that. I would love to fly to DC. I would love to get involved in this in any way I can. This is probably the most passionate part of crypto that I've had, as a journalist and as an influencer. Like I've been in politics. I was on the school board out here. I was in politics with my union. So I'm actually trying to run for city council where I live now. Yay, right? Because I want to make a difference. I believe that I can make a change. I believe I can do something good and useful with my life. I'm retired now because of crypto, so I have the time on my hands and the ability to do it. So I'm trying to be involved and give back to my community as best in any way as I can. That's why I have this show. I don't make any money doing this. My back hurts from sitting in this chair.
We're getting a fund together. We're sending him crypto to buy a back-friendly chair.
I have one, but we got new chairs because we have a dual set, and when we have the other show that we do, it uses these chairs, and so I didn't have time to bring the other chairs in from the other set.
So basically, you're choosing to go through this torture.
Yeah, I put myself in this position.
Got it.
So back to crypto, and back to getting involved in DC and helping constituents talk to their senators or representatives. That's an amazing thing.
Yeah, so we have a chapter in every state. And so there are activations all the time. And so any of your subscribers or listeners at this moment, please feel free to reach out. My DMs are open. I always love to hear creative ideas and suggestions of how we can do better, or what is a great way we can get our goals out there and our message out there to our policymakers so that they can represent us better. In short, we are the people's voice to the policymakers, right? We are the trusted resource of information to the policymakers and to the people. So when it comes time to vote, we are giving you the information and saying, hey, this act says X, Y, and Z. Not what you're seeing marketed on the screen, but this is what it actually says. This is the fine print. So you choose how you want to vote, and this is what it says. And the same thing goes on the upward side to the policymakers, right? And so knowing that I like experiential and making sure that we are a trustworthy resource, we are never sponsoring or promoting a token. We are never promoting a policymaker that is running for office. We may collaboratively do things with people that are in office, but we're not pushing you to vote for any one person when it comes time to vote. We're just giving you their stance as it pertains to crypto. That's it.
Yeah, and I love that. I like your website too. It's really cool that there's a link right there where I can just submit to my rep.
Oh, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You've sent an email. You have their phone number. You can call. And even when it's a representative that is graded an A as it pertains to crypto, it helps that you call and say, thank you for supporting me. I am one of your constituents. I am involved with crypto in some capacity. I appreciate you supporting me. Those calls and emails matter.
Yeah. And being in politics and seeing that, especially with my union, when you would run and you would make changes or you would make moves behind the scenes, when people come back to you and they're like, man, you made a really big difference, this is how it impacted me, this is how it changed my life, not only is it reaffirmation for your representative, but it's also as the person being the rep, it gives you this feeling of accomplishment of like, I'm making a difference, and then they fight harder, they do a better job.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
We are there's actually something that we're hosting in a couple of weeks in LA, and it's I had this vision of just capturing the voices behind crypto. And so advocates, crypto natives, I want to capture your story, right? And so we're going to have a studio rented out, and I want to interview you. Who are you as a human being? And why is it that you care about crypto? And I want to tell that story, and I want to use that story and promote that story so that people and policymakers know that we're real people.
Wow, that's amazing. When is that? I will be there.
December 17th.
I will be there.
Okay, I will send you an invitation. There's also something, this is a different subject, but when I was listening, while I was listening for the last hour before I got on, a young woman asked about AI. And I just flew from Atlanta because of a conference that I was there for, which is a global conference about financial literacy, where I got to speak to 40 different countries, delegates from 40 different countries. And this person, who happens to be a friend of mine, John Hope Bryant, and Sam Altman, a couple of years ago, started the AI Ethics Council. And so they just released their first AI and Ethics Council report. And so I just shared with you a link in our messages that you can share with your listeners as well.
Okay.
So they can read about the information that has just come out. They just released it today. And keep an eye on that, and they can participate and read up. They are focused on 8 pillars of AI.
I love that, because I am actually very concerned with the big, beautiful bill. For the next 10 years, AI is completely untethered. Skynet any day now, like that's,
Absolutely. I just appreciate that, they have come together, a group of leaders have come together to create this council. And just for you guys listening now, it's based on the pillars of business and entrepreneurship, communication and social media, community, faith and civil society, fraud, risk, and misrepresentation, financial inclusion, and future prosperity for all, financial services, consumer finance, education and educational operability, policy and regulation and governance, employment career preparedness, job skills, and universal accessibility, healthcare, absolutely, healthcare, climate change and environmental sustainability. Those are their focuses at this moment.
One of my issues that I would maybe add to that list, I don't know what control or influence you have in that sector, but political overreach through AI. I don't know if you remember during the presidential race, John DeSantis was going to be running for president, and there were actually where I don't know if it was him or I'm imagining it was his team, released some pictures of Donald Trump and Fauci kissing and hugging and doing some different things, and it was put out.
Oh, AI.
Yeah, and it was made by AI, but it was put out with the deception of that it was real or true. And I believe that that is going to be a big issue in the future with AI as far as politics and voting, you know, and fraud. So I think that that's another major issue that needs to be addressed.
I agree.
Is there anything more you want to say about before I open up for questions?
I just want to say yes. I want to say that you all have a voice and you are not alone. Oftentimes, because we have virtual communities now that are very strong, we don't necessarily know how we can reach government members, policymakers, and tell them, hey, I'm feeling this way, I'm concerned about this, or I'm dealing with this or that. I'm reachable. I am a resource. And I do want to hear your story, your voice, and I want to deliver those messages to your policymakers. So we are very powerful. And our numbers are not updated on the website. So we have over 3 million members.
Wow.
And in the state of California, we've added almost 100,000 members within 10 months.
That's incredible. I know you've been
And
working. You were
I've been working in
like 6 states this week.
Listen, I'm in Detroit tomorrow. Yep. So all over, but this is important that I hear you, that I see you, and I'm able to communicate and learn, right? All of us pouring our information and our concerns and our ideas and suggestions into this pool so that it can be delivered, the messages can be delivered, and solutions can be created, and safeguards can be created is important. It doesn't happen unless we have all of the information from people from all different walks of life.
Absolutely.
You don't see what I see.
You know,
there's no way.
That's one of my favorite things about TikTok is, obviously this is a podcast and things have been a little bit slow because I took like a month off. So we're kind of building it back up a little bit. But I can open up a panel. Are you still there?
Yes,
Okay.
I just needed charge because I don't want the computer to die.
No worries. Take your time. But one thing that I like about TikTok is I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people sitting in the panel right now. And we have conversations where we talk like we're on the phone, and sometimes we talk about crypto, sometimes we're just talking about wrapping Christmas presents, whatever it is. It's a more tight community where you actually like become friends with people in Australia and New Zealand and the UK and in Canada and all over the world. There are people. When I started doing this, I never imagined that I would ever gain a close connection to any of these people. And like YouTube, I don't know any of the people on YouTube. You know, they watch the recordings, they come back later. You know, I don't talk and conversate, but the people on TikTok, they're there in the chat, they're talking, they're up here on the panel, they're waiting to ask you questions. Like it's a family, and it's. Yeah, and so like we have a much more tighter community. The downside to that is TikTok is so suppressed. I got suppressed today. That's why our viewership is so down. I got flagged for misinformation.
Really?
Yeah. Anytime you tell the truth on here, you get flagged for misinformation. So yeah.
Listen, the big people are in charge, somebody.
Right. So I do apologize for the low viewership, but all this is recorded. People will still see it later on. And I'll clip it and post it out, so it will get out there. But unfortunately, our viewership is very low because of that hit today.
That's not the point. The point is we're here together.
Absolutely.
And we're delivering a message, and we care.
Absolutely.
So that's what I care about.
Any last thoughts before I open up questions?
Please, if anybody is in crypto, is interested in crypto, blockchain, AI, get in contact with us. My DMs are open. Please become a member. One of our big things is we do not spam. We do not email you unless there's something coming up that you're going to vote on, and we want to make sure you have the facts straight. And we're not persuading you to vote any certain way. We are simply saying, here are the bullet points so they don't miss, nobody misses the fine print. And letting you know if there's something going on in your area, if you would like to participate in something IRL. However, numbers matter, right? Numbers matter when we are able to say to representatives, hey, I have X, Y, and Z number of constituents behind me, and they're concerned about this. They're more apt to listen to us, right? And so for the state of California, which we have the most advocates out of any other state in the US, we have almost 350,000 advocates here. They want to listen. Hey, I represent all of these voters in your state. We want support. We want protection. We want to feel safe. You represent me. And so when you register at standwithcrypto.org, that's what you're contributing to, the power of your voice as we talk to representatives on your behalf.
Absolutely. And I think right now, this issue is more relevant than ever with primaries coming up. We have an opportunity to really make a wave. If we have a wave of people coming in and writing, their representatives and getting involved in politics and, having their voices be heard, now is the time to speak up and have your voice heard. The window is very small.
I see your little Stand with Crypto shield on.
Oh, yeah, I got it on. I got it on. It's normally on my hat, but I put it on here for the show.
Nice. I love it. I'll have to send you over a t-shirt.
Absolutely. If you have stuff, I will wear it on the show here. You see, I got the Goat Tribe. I got Goat Tribe in the background.
I saw it in the back as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone that supports the show and, whatever, I will, support you as well.
I love it.
And just like you said, on the 17th, I think you said you're having that thing. I will be there.
Yeah, I would love to. And just for some more backstory about the event, this is a congratulations to all of us for the work that we put in to get to where we are this year, to be able to pass the Genius Act, to get clarity to where it is. We're still pushing for clarity to get done, right? But we have put in a lot of work this year. We have made a lot of progress this year when it comes to crypto. And I want to celebrate and I want to empower and I want to honor all of our advocates. And so we are making sure that all of our advocates attending will get new headshots. So you'll have a fresh social media face. And when you do any press or speaking engagements, you can utilize your new press photos. We're capturing the voices behind crypto, your story about you, who you are behind crypto and why it is that crypto is important to you. And then having some nice camaraderie celebratory time with other advocates to celebrate what we've done. So I just want to say, let's have a good time, but also capture you and empower you all in whatever it is that you're doing. So you may have, a business, a podcast, right? We are inviting people that are policymakers, that are influencers, that are community leaders for our advocates to interview as well. And that's content, fresh content for our advocates to use in the new year as well. So I just was like, what can we do to help be excited about the new year and be like, yes, I've got my business together. I feel good about how I'm walking into 2026. And it's just a little something that we can do to make it fun and also pro-business.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like right before Christmas. It's like a Christmas party, right? Love it. Do I bring gifts or
Exactly.
what? Like,
No, just we want to celebrate all of you guys.
that's awesome. I really enjoyed this conversation, by the way, and I'm sure we're going to have more in private because I have ideas and I'd like to get more involved and volunteer, help, do whatever I can to be involved in what you're doing, because it's the reason why I started doing all of this. So you got another one on board here. Okay, I'm with you.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give this opportunity. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the panel to ask questions.
Absolutely.
And maybe more will come up here and there. And one thing I would have you know, I believe I don't know. Tristan Kelly, I don't know if he is an influencer, but 4 of the people in the panel right now are influencers with their own communities as well.
Yay.
So
you guys for being here.
it's like multi-level marketing reach right now. So let's start with Josh, since he was the first on the panel. Josh, you want to go ahead and voice your questions or concerns? Josh.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, what do you
No.
see?
Oh, you can't hear him. Okay.
I can only hear you.
All right. You ask the question, Josh, and then I'll relay it. Let me see.
All right. I was gonna ask her what she would like to see for the crypto space. Like, what are some things that she's personally either like excited about or really cares about?
He wants to know what future you see for the crypto space. What do you care about? What do you want to see happen?
Crypto for good. How can we utilize crypto to make a positive impact on society? How can we make a generational impact utilizing crypto? And as I was listening earlier on, before I was on with you, there was a concern of it's the wild, wild west. Yes, it's like the NFT era. I think it was like 2020 or 2021, right? Where everybody had an NFT, even though it wasn't necessary. And 95%, don't quote me on the actual percentage, came to nothing. And that's just kind of the same thing when it comes to crypto in this moment. Everybody's launching a token. It's not necessary per se. And so it's really important that you do your own research and you are paying attention to what it is that you're investing in. And, obviously it's a little bit safer when it is a stable coin. And so we have the Genius Act, which is passed to kind of give us that safe space when it comes to a stable coin. I think that I almost see a universal token, to be honest. I mean, everybody wants to launch their own token, but like you mentioned earlier, to swap out tokens, you're paying gas fees at minimum, right?
Right.
And so what are we going to do? Swap out the JP Morgan Chase token for the Bank of America token, for the Walmart or Amazon token? We're not going to be swapping out tokens like that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I didn't want to lose this because I think this is very important. I'm a little worried about a one token environment. What I'm more worried about is a million token environment, a token for every single thing you want to do.
We're going to have that.
And I like that idea. Like there's a token for everything. As long as there's not fees involved with it, that's great. Fine. I can make a quick trade, whatever. No big deal. It's all electronic. But
yeah,
my main concern is if there's one coin to rule them all, someone can get control of something like that. And right now, we look at the way fuel is traded, petroleum, right? Most countries trade with the US dollar, but Russia, China, they trade with the yen, right? And some countries trade with the euro. There's different options and opportunities so that no one actually gets shut out. Because if it was the US dollar right now for purchasing oil, Russia would have no access to oil, right? So
right. At the end of the day, though, when it comes to that, it's what you're willing to accept as your form of payment when it comes to crypto. Because Amazon could say, I'm only accepting Amazon tokens. Or just like look at it like when we first got credit cards. Some people, like Costco, would only accept Discover when they had a deal with Discover. When they have Amex, it was only either your ATM card or Amex. That's it. Amazon will have that power to say, I'm only going to allow you to pay for Amazon products with Amazon token. Or if Amazon has a deal with, let's just make it up, JP Morgan Chase, just like Costco has done over the years, that's the same thing that's going to happen with these tokens.
Right.
Right? It's just replaying it. And I just want to mention one of my, and it could be a concern, but also awareness for the people is at some point, because of KYCing, we're not going to be filing taxes anymore. They're just going to have your wallet address and say, this is what you owe.
Gone.
Why do you need auditing? I see your wallet addresses. And this could be, controversial, right? Like some people want to have non-custodial wallets for whatever reason. They just want to have their own wallet and be in charge of their own thing. And maybe those people have that because they don't want to be audited on this KYC wallet and have their taxes done for them. But if you look at it, how much money does that save in processing fees, paying someone to do your tax returns, paying someone for an audit, paying someone for blah, 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 even the IRS paying that whole team when they just pull everyone's wallets.
I actually like that idea with the inclusion of, like, when you go to fill out your tax form, there is a section where you click exempt. So if I'm very libertarian, I don't believe that taxes are legal, obviously to an extent, but
that means you have non-custodial wallets.
right. I'm very much so like, there needs to be an option to where you can say, I am exempt from this, then I would be for that.
Yeah. But what gives you the right to be exempt? So that's to be determined.
So I'm exempt because there's no law that states that I have to pay taxes. Show me the law. I believe it's what is it? The University of Princeton has it's like a $10 million reward for anyone that can show the law that says that you have to pay taxes.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Taxes are unconstitutional edict. Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm looking it up.
We'll talk more about this. That's a whole other show. So I do a show called Down the Rabbit Hole, and I have a doctor coming on. And he's going to explain this in more great detail than I ever could. I mean, he knows it. He knows what section of the law and where it states what. It's going to be good.
I love it. Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely. Another question that Josh had asked earlier. What was it, Josh? We got on a tangent. Do you remember what it was? Oh, I remember now. Josh had asked about, obviously we want to use crypto, but there should be a choice where we can still have the option to bank with regular banks. We can still have the option to use fiat. We can still have the option to use our crypto. We could use the exchange. We could use a tap to pay option with our crypto wallet, something like that. That's another concern that I have, is the freedom of choice, not being forced into it, but having the option to utilize it.
That's just happening inherently because there are so many unbanked communities. And with unbanked, that means people who don't have a bank account that simply deal with cash. They're not in crypto. They don't even have a bank account. So they're not them getting into crypto is a long way out. And of course you have, and in California, there was a lawsuit saying, hey, we don't have banks. So how can you be cash only store? A lot of stores are cash only now. And so now stores have to put up signs and notices say, hey, we're cash only, because that was an issue. I think that there's going to be an option for a very long time. We, again, are far ahead of most people simply by having this conversation or even that question.
Absolutely. I say this often is, those of us that are actually educated in crypto are the top 1% of crypto holders, because 99% of the people holding crypto they're buying lottery tickets, or they're buying Bitcoin, or they're buying something they don't know what it is, what it does, or how to use it.
Yep.
So count yourself as the elite here, chat.
You are.
The
We
informed.
are.
Absolutely. Josh, did you have any more questions, or can I move on to the next person?
I'm sorry,
I
I
think you
can't
can
hear you,
move on. There's a
Josh.
lot of other people on here. Maybe they have some good questions.
All right. Thank you, Josh. I appreciate you. Scotty Dog, did you have any questions for Miss Nifty?
Yeah, I had two, but one of them I think Tristan's gonna. He already asked in the chat, so he'll probably ask that. My question is, with the concern
think I heard a little
of
voice.
losing that foundational decentralization of crypto, is there anyone, or is there any senators or anything in the U.S. that's looking at consensus? And what I mean by that, right now, proof of work and proof of stake are kind of what's looked at, but both of them are very easily manipulated by larger entities.
Oh,
So
man, that's
without
me.
without consensus